Um,
Hey guys, Jeffrey O'Brien here. Did you know Harman Solar has gone super high tech? There's an amazing tool at harmansolar.com that'll give you an instant ballpark solar estimate using satellites from space. You just type in a little information, and within seconds, you'll have an idea of just how little money it takes to save big on that monthly electric bill. I did it, and within seconds, they measured my roof and calculated my savings. It's very impressive. Go to harmansolar.com and give it a try yourself. That's harmansolar.com. It's fall football season, and Kasai Japanese Steakhouse is doubling down. Now with two Valley locations. When it comes to Asian cuisine, no one does it better and more authentic than Kasai, where talented Teppan chefs create the food, the fire, and the fun of teppanyaki. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse isn't just dinner, it's dinnertainment. A memorable dining experience where a delicious 7-course meal is prepared right at your table with flair. It's a perfect choice for celebrations, date nights, or a night on the town. Choose from over 30 different items and combinations of teppanyaki, Asian fusion, and innovative sushi. Happy hour is always on fire and offered daily with specials on their Asian-inspired comfort food like Korean steak tacos, Mongolian barbecue ribs, and signature Wagyu beef sliders. Always a memorable dinner, or catch the game and a bite at the bar at Kasai. Now the two locations, Scottsdale Road in Thunderbird and in Peoria at the 101 in Northern. Go to KasaiTeppan.com. That's Kasai Teppan.com, or search Kasai on your mobile phone.
The holidays are just around the corner, so now's the time to shop new deals at Lowe's. Make your home even merrier with up to 50% off select holiday decor clearance. Plus, don't miss our limited time weekly deal drops on items like appliances, tools, grills, and more. There's something for everyone on your list. Count on Lowe's to help you save all season long, because Lowe's knows deals. Valid 12/12 through 12/18 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Thursday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room. I think I heard Ralph from Harman Solar joining us there.
Yeah, I'm tapping in there.
Yeah, I'm
tapping in. Yeah.
Well, as an improvement, I can't see you.
I don't have a link, so
Oh,
I figured you didn't want to see me today.
yeah, I'm not in charge of it, but I'm also not against it. So anyway, we got the texters on text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Week 15. It's a bittersweet kind of thing when you realize that it's week 15. It means, the football is getting good, but it's almost over. That's the part that I kind of hate, because that just means that we have this month and next month of football, and then it's over. And then what? Now, then what are we going to do?
Spring training, baseball.
Dodgers, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a month out from Super Bowl.
February starts pitchers and catchers report in February, and sometimes spring training actually starts in February, depending on what's going on the calendar.
All I know is I'm sad when football is over. It makes me sad. Not so sad that I'd watch that horrible, XFL, UFL, whatever FL.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's like I said, it's a bittersweet time of year. We still have, a nice amount of football left, but we're closer to the end than we are to the beginning.
So we've got 4 weeks left of regular season. Then we have 4 weeks?
3 weeks left of regular season.
But we have 3 weeks left of regular season.
Yeah.
So then we have
week 15.
We've got the playoff games.
Let me double
games.
check that.
15, 16, 17, 18, right?
I don't think there's 18. There's 17. But you're right. No, you're right. There goes to 18. So no. All right. Fine. You're right. 4 weeks, including this week.
And then you've got 4 weeks of playoffs, and then there's a week break for the Super Bowl, right? Before you play the Super Bowl.
I see 3 weeks of playoffs, and then the Super Bowl.
Well, there you
Wild
go.
card, division, and then conference, and then Super Bowl.
You got 8 weeks more of professional.
Isn't that exactly
NFL.
what I just said? Isn't that just exactly what I said, Randy?
I don't know. I was actually half asleep.
That's, okay, thanks. I'm still sad about it. I'm allowed to be sad about it. Don't take that away from me. I'm
Well,
allowed
you
to
can
be sad.
if-
The way
if
your
you-
team's playing, you should be happy.
It's true. I should be thrilled.
Yeah.
I should be tap dancing every day that goes by.
Mm.
Ugh. Yeah, but my team has a fun matchup this weekend. But, I have nothing to be happy about right now. Swazman says, Jeffrey, I don't like the end of the football season either, but there's PGA golf. This
Well,
is
yeah.
me just staring at you for a moment.
Yeah, that's PGA golf.
It's
know where
kind
they-
of fun, and college basketball heats up. Plus, we have college football playoffs next 4 weeks.
Well, then you've got March. You got the madness of March coming up here.
Yeah, I know, but that's March.
Yeah.
Right now, we're in
Then you got-
December.
Then you got playoff basketball on the way.
It's like a whole almost 2 months between the Super Bowl and March Madness. Well, 6 weeks. or
Auto
something.
racing. NASCAR starts in February. The Daytona 500.
I don't
is,
have to tell you I'm staring at you because you can see me.
I could see
staring
you.
at
Yeah, I could see you staring at me. Which is what you do every time I bring up the Daytona 500.
I don't care about it.
We know.
I'm sorry. I mean, I wish I could. I just don't. Just don't. There's a lot of things I don't care about. But it doesn't take the sting of losing football away. I wish it did. I wish there was anything that did. I don't even have the Suns to fall back on. Things are not going well, and
Well, I mean, they're going to be fine. Come on.
until the next injury, you know what I'm saying? I'm just kind of tired
Come
of that.
on. They're
Tired
going
of
to be
that.
fine. They're going to be fine.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't mean to bring everybody down, but when I saw the big week 15, it hit me right in the feels, right there. So here's what's going on today. Going to change a couple things up here,
All right.
and I'll tell you why. Well, I
We're
mean,
gonna-
nothing important. Nothing important. At 4:00, we're going to do our Harmon Solar NFL fan pick'em picks. That's
Yep.
a done deal.
Okay.
And then at 5, we've got Scott, the fantasy football king, Engel, coming in to answer your fantasy football questions as we
Yes.
go into the
Yes.
playoffs in the Daily Blender Fantasy Football Leagues. Not you, Jeffrey. God damn. But here's the thing. You can still, play
fine.
in the consolation league. You can still grab people off the waiver wire to piss off the people who are in the playoffs. You can still in the Premier League. Again, I just have to finish the season better than one of you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, you didn't make the playoffs, so you're done.
Doesn't matter. No, it's
Oh,
not true.
I thought it
Nope.
did. If you
Nope.
don't make the playoffs, you're
Nope,
done.
it's the.
Are you changing the rules?
It's never been changed.
No,
I
that's
guess
the
it's never
rule.
been expressed. but it's never been changed.
we never had the rule.
Okay, so as
When
the,
Keon was sent down, he was. I judged it by the ending on the playoffs, and when Rosalie got sent down, it
Now,
was the same
granted,
thing.
Well after the playoffs. So
right. I mean,
I didn't get that courtesy while I had a chance to do anything about it.
Courtesy to know. Okay, well, I don't know. I always play all the way through, no matter what. I just figured everybody else did.
I mean,
we know that's not true after last night, but anyway,
What
that's
happened
an
last night?
inside joke between
I-
me and you. Come on, you know.
I put my healthy
Oh,
players up, but
I always do. Other people, not idiots.
I didn't allow my I didn't rage drop anybody like a certain person.
Like your whole team, maybe? I don't.
Yeah, like
You didn't do that?
I didn't do that. And I
CRC
didn't,
Broadcasting might be rage dropping somebody. Anyway.
and I did start the players, I guess, who appeared the healthiest, but if there was a questionable, I didn't really look at it. But my season was done when the regular season was done.
But I think as a representative of the three guys on this call on the show right now that are actually in the playoffs, we should vote about. I think if you don't make it to the playoffs, you're done.
Hey, guess what? It's my show, my league.
yeah,
Do what I
that's the
want.
thing. He's the commission in the league. What are you going to say?
But we own power here. It's three
Here's the
against
thing:
one.
you have no power, and the next part about this is the way it always had been. It just never came up in conversation.
Ralph,
Change is a good thing.
So what I'm saying is if one of you guys drops to consolation bracket and I beat you, you gone. And
We
here's
don't-
the other thing: there's no risk of it because I'm not scoring over 100 points a game anyway. So even if you drop the consolation, any one of the three of you will still beat me. But there's a chance.
So you're saying there's a chance.
It's the way we've always had it structured. I've always told everybody play all the way through, and that adds
yeah,
something.
but this is the first year of us doing it this way.
It's not. It's always been that way. I guess I thought you guys knew.
No, we're adding relegation to it. We haven't always had
Relegation was there, was instituted. Yes, we came up with the idea after your season. So sorry. The next season,
Exactly.
when Rosalie went,
That's just wrong.
well, I mean, we came up with the idea after the season was over, but when
You're screwed,
Rosalie
Dion.
went,
Yeah, I know.
she was at the bottom. If you go back in that year, she was at the bottom of the playoff bracket. That's where that decision was made. It's also where I've always decided where the listeners who leave the Premier League. It's never about the end of the season standings. It's always about the playoff standings. And the reason we did that is to make sure everybody kept playing through. So the hosts have never been any different. You just didn't realize it.
We just never had a host this bad.
I'm so bad this year. No, we've had worse. We've had worse. At least I'm not at the very bottom of the standings. The very bottom. At least I didn't have that. And I know was it Rosalie? If not, was she at the bottom?
I think Rosalie was dead
Yeah.
last.
Yeah. So there was nothing saving her. So anyway, that's the way it is. It's just the way it is. If it hurts me, it hurts you. If it hurts you, it hurts me. It's the same thing. I'm just saying, just don't let it happen to you. Don't fall down where I'm at.
As long as I don't play Randy, I'm fine. that SOB beats me every time, no matter what. He gets 50. He gets 50 points from Jamar Chase to come back and beat me when he's losing by like 45 points. It's just
I think you were beating
There's
my
always that
30.
guy.
he's the guy. I can't beat him.
There's always
It's
that.
been like 3 years.
So for me, it was everybody.
Hate you.
Everybody was that guy this season. I beat four times. I won. That's it. I only won 4 times.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
This is the worst fantasy football season of my entire
But
life.
you had an excuse. Draft
Mike's-
day.
What's that?
Your draft day excuse. I mean, you weren't able to really.
No, I had no excuse.
I thought you didn't draft. It wasn't an automatic draft.
No.
Oh,
Nope,
then you,
that
you
was
just-
on purpose. They just my guys. I
Yeah, they
had
just
good
got
guys.
hurt. No, it just was bad injury luck.
I was killed by injury all season long. That was the worst thing to happen. And then I go find a new guy. Hey, look at me! I got Rashi Rice on the waivers. Aren't I clever? Dead. It's like I did try. It just never worked out.
Yeah.
And then I got some bad advice a couple times. Probably would have 3 more wins than I ended up with. But
So now you're
whatever.
blaming Scott King.
I'm not saying that.
That's
just
what I'm
saying
kind of hearing.
I'm not starting nothing.
I think we need to have that
Um,
conversation with Scott.
Yeah,
I feel like
Swazman.
you've already had it.
Swazman is right. Yeah, I've already talked to him about it. Jeffrey, your picks every week are incredibly accurate. Sounds like your fantasy draft was a bust. The draft wasn't that bad. It's just my primo guys went down with injuries, like IR, rest of the year gone. So what am I supposed to do there? Hefty Lefty says, time to force Neil to walk around with wet socks for the next 2 months as penance for his dropping Josh Allen. Well, we picked it back up and shoved it into his lineup, and then we locked out the controls so he couldn't use it.
He
as a
dropped
team.
his whole team.
Yeah, the entire team. He was
How the
still
hell-
doing it as the show was on yesterday.
How did he do that?
I texted him and I said, "Did you actually just do this?" He goes, "Yeah, why?" I go, "You're an idiot." I said, "Do you understand how this works, you moron?"
It's just tilting the balance. That's like
Neil, you blockhead.
right.
So
It's
if
a
you-
no
like, what
trade clause for a reason, and then you go and do this.
So if you want to listen to my show Sunday and hear Neil get absolutely destroyed for 20 straight minutes, please join us.
Do me a favor. Do it in front of Scott Engel.
I'm going to.
Thank you.
He's going to get
It's like-
destroyed.
and I knew that that's how he was going to respond, by the way. No, why? Like it was the most
What?
normal thing in the world.
It's exactly what it was.
Well, he may. I at first I thought, well, maybe he hasn't played fantasy football before. You say he has.
He's just that stupid
Yeah. Well, guess what? He's not doing with us anymore.
playing fantasy football.
Exactly.
I already told him that.
888-368-1580. Pickle D says, by the way, Jeffrey, at the end of last season, I asked to be added to the mix for Fantasy League. You said you'd add me, emailed me and everything, but I never got added. Maybe next year? Well, it would have been this year if you keep communicating with me. I'd have got you in someplace. What the hell? Now you're telling me now.
You can have Neil's spot.
Yeah, I would have wiped Neil out and shoved you right in there.
You've been right into Neil. Oh, wait, his spot. Yeah.
Against the Spread says, hey, quick question. If you're working from home, is it okay to crack a beer at 3? Technically, it's 5 p.m. on the East Coast. Dude, it's okay to crack a beer at 9 a.m. if you're working at home.
Yeah.
As long as you can get the work done, I don't see what the problem is.
Yeah, there's no rules. T-Licious says, let's go. He seems to like San Francisco. I'm not going to say it. He says, keep our season alive one more week. F the lamb chops. And suck it, Ralph.
Hey, I'm a diehard 49er fan today, so suck it back.
Sorry, what?
I need the Niners to win tonight.
You can't be a diehard 49er fan.
Today I
You're a
am.
Diehard
Diehard
Rams fan.
today.
When
Diehard.
your stupid Seahawks went
Don't call 'em
down
stupid.
and the
Just 'cause they
Rams
beat 'em.
were still in the playoffs, you came in wearing a Rams jersey.
And today I'm
You
wearing a 49er
jackass.
tattoo.
You-
I need the Niners to win today.
You lying
It
sack.
helps.
No, I
it helps.
do.
It helps the Seahawks.
It helps
that's
the
re-
Seahawks.
That's exactly
You're
the
such
reason.
a dope.
He doesn't want the Rams
gives him
to
a
even
two-game
get
lead.
close.
Yeah.
It's
It's a huge game for Seattle if the Niners
look.
win.
It's a conflicting time when you need one divisional rival that you don't like to beat the other divisional
Absolutely.
rival that you don't like.
I want everyone to die equally when my team is relevant. My team is
Yeah.
not relevant.
If it's gonna affect your playoffs, though, the one that gets us in the playoffs. At some point, it's like I don't even care about you guys as much as my success is what matters here.
Absolutely.
I ain't rooting for nothing that ain't my Colts. That's all.
Go
I'm gonna
Niners.
say.
Go Niners.
No,
Except for-
I've done that.
I do like the Chiefs. And the Chiefs are doing well. I'm like, yeah, go ahead, Chiefs.
You're
Go get 'em.
rooting for somebody if it means them helping you get the Colts in the playoffs. You're absolutely rooting for them. Don't tell me you're not.
I have no hope of that. So I don't even know what that
But
would
if
look
you
like.
if you lived in that world,
It's
one
been
day,
so long, Ralph. I
I
have
know.
no point of reference.
but you would do that.
I got to
I
go
have
back.
No point of reference
Yeah.
of what winning is like.
I got to go back 15 years.
Oh no, 15 entire years! Wow,
And poor
boy,
Keon, he's got to
ancient,
go.
ancient history. That's about as long as it's been since my team just won a playoff game. We're in that top 3 with the Dolphins. But yeah,
I don't feel bad for you at all.
Last Super Bowl was 15 years ago. It was just a Super Bowl. I've never
Well,
seen
You're
one of
doing
those.
fine, so you get no sympathy.
There is so much angst and
Oh, he's in
and,
danger
uh,
too.
misery
Yeah.
being thrown out
What
on
do
the
you mean? What do you mean
airwaves
doing
today.
fine? The Commanders have the 7th spot right now.
He needs the Niners to win tonight too.
All y'all have a Super Bowl, and I don't have any. So I don't want to hear any of y'all crying
I've got
about
two.
Super Bowls.
I have two.
I don't want to hear about it. Yeah, I don't want to hear.
Should have
Yeah.
two.
Don't hear.
Should have 3 actually.
Well, Keon's got 3. Just
Interception.
because He wasn't.
Oh wait,
he
when,
wasn't.
did those happen before I was alive? Well, 2 of them
Yeah,
did.
well, it's
Wait,
your,
what?
it was your. It
They
was
didn't
your
run
team.
Marshawn Lynch?
You-
oh,
you inherited
no.
I inherited them. Okay, but I'd like to see one of my own. I'd like to have my own 2 eyes on the screen when my team wins the Super Bowl.
Hey,
I can play
Be
it for you.
nice.
I can play it
understand.
for you. I mean,
I
Be
understand.
live in real time. Not,
oh well,
I-
live. I think.
I personally
Watching-
shook Joe
watching-
Gibbs' hand one time, so that
that
kinda
that's,
makes me
that's,
royalty.
that's
Yeah,
something.
I mean,
yeah.
Yeah.
I think
he's
he'll
a
get
big
that in the
dude,
next
by
5
the way.
years.
He's kind of tall. He's big.
I think, didn't Radio Ron go to a wedding with Joe Gibbs?
I don't know about that.
I don't know.
After that
I remember-
incident at the Phoenix Open with the owner's tent, I can't remember much after that.
No, I got you. Walter Mellon says, "Hey Ralph, what jersey did you get the Amazon there that'll be bringing you shortly for the rest of the show?" Well, it's going to be 49ers. That's what he's
Well, I have
saying.
my Seahawks shirt on, so I mean,
Yeah, you can only have so much ugly on at one time.
I'm pulling for the Niners to help the Seahawks.
Camera will start to spark and smoke.
After that decimation
damn
last
ugly.
week, it's good for us now. So
Okay.
I don't recall seeing that.
you don't see that decimation from last week,
No.
really? Oh, okay.
No,
I can play it for you.
I don't recall seeing that at all.
I got video highlights.
I must have been too busy with baseball.
What's he talking about?
I was too.
So we're going to do it backwards. I'm going to do on this date for Big George because on Thursdays he was like, "Oh, you didn't do it." I'm like, "I don't ever do it. I don't have time. I always run out of time." So I figured I'll do it now, get it out of the way, and then everybody's happy. So
Let's do it while he's not listening.
even better. I'll be at least I could say I did it. Go listen to the podcast, and he'll run off and listen to the podcast and leave us alone for a few minutes.
Mhm.
That's how it works. Anyway, well now he's heard me say that. He's probably now butthurt. So we'll probably get like a text at like 8 p.m. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for On This Date in Big George's Sports History. Back in the year 1965, Chicago's Gale Sayers scored 6 touchdowns with a 336 combined yards to lead the Bears to a 61-20 rout of the San Francisco 49ers. Sayers' first touchdown was a reception, but the next 4 and the final touchdown was an 85-yard punt return. Well, it was 4 rushing and 1 punt return. So
Wow.
yeah, he was. Remember, he was good friends with Brian Piccolo there on the
Oh, yeah.
Bears, who
Don't
died
make
of
me cry,
cancer
Jeffrey. Oh,
in
don't make me cry,
1970.
Jeffrey.
No,
No.
because he couldn't get enough likes on Facebook because Facebook hadn't been invented yet, and that's why he died.
Wow.
That
where
is
did
the
that
biggest
come from?
tragedy. If only there had been Facebook in 1970, we'd still have Brian Piccolo today.
Yeah.
How do you connect that? That makes no
I don't know.
sense.
I keep seeing stuff on Facebook where it says, "Can we get these likes for this person?" I don't
Did
know.
you cry in that movie?
I
Yes.
felt it,
I did.
but I did not cry.
I cried. You didn't
I
cry?
did.
Really?
Yeah,
I can see
absolutely.
why anyone would cry.
How could you not?
I am dead inside.
Jeez. Keon, have you ever seen Brian's song?
I have at the recommendation of Randy and Jeffrey.
And did you cry?
And you cried?
Ugly.
You cried, right?
You ugly
Say it.
cried.
I ugly cried. It's
Ugly
Can,
cry.
can I say why I didn't cry?
It got me, man.
I couldn't get past that. Like, when I saw it, when I finally saw it later, I was like, "That's Lando Calrissian." I can't take it serious. That's Lando. That dude was in The Godfather.
I know, but
Such a good
still
movie.
still got me.
No,
Such a good movie.
Didn't
the only thing that makes me cry is when my dog died. That's it. That's when I didn't ugly cry, but it wasn't a pretty one. You know, it wasn't great. That was it. So I mean, I'm not completely dead inside, but
Well, that's like losing a family member. I get that, but movie-wise, I mean,
no,
Brian's
I've
song-
lost family members and not cried.
Yeah, me too. But Brian's song, I mean,
I guess it depends on the family member.
it absolutely does. Trust me.
The dog is the family member you actually like.
Right.
Yeah, because they don't have to like you back, but
Yeah.
yet they do. No, moist one. It was not called Brian's Schlong. It was Brian's song.
Wow.
There
What?
may be a porno with that name somewhere. I guarantee you.
I sure.
Yeah,
hope
I don't
not.
think that'll make you.
You
cry.
know there is.
I sure hope not.
Rainy
Oh.
City Bitch Pigeon says, Randy, winning the Super Bowl is great. You should try it. 10 out of 10. Would recommend. It's just mean.
It is.
I
kinda
know.
mean.
I
That's
know.
mean.
I know.
Against
It is really
the-
nice though.
Against the Spread says, Ralph is the hood hopper of NFL fan support. One day he's a Crip wearing blue. Next day he's Blood wearing red. How do you like 2 teams in the same division anyway?
That's
Pick
how
a
you stay
team, brother. Pick
how you-
a team.
If you're from LA, you know that's how you stay alive. Depending who's on the street, you're wearing red or blue.
Well, that's just a fact.
You're just
That's
a coward.
No, it's just a fact.
Hook'em Hottie says, you never had a sports cry, Jeffrey? No.
Yes, you have. Come on.
No, I can't think of a sports cry.
Not even like when the Seahawks won, I actually cried.
Diamondbacks won. I stood up and cheered. Colts won that Super Bowl. I was like, hooray! Why would I cry? I'm
If
happy.
the Cardinals ever win, Randy will cry.
No.
Yes, you will, because there'll be that moment.
No.
of all,
No.
all that
because
frustration goes away.
I will be completely stupefied at the fact that the Cardinals actually won a Super Bowl.
He may not speak for a week. I think that
No,
that's
I'll
more
just-
likely.
There'll be slobber coming out of the left side of my
his
mouth.
will
It's
just
like,
be
what's
hanging open.
happened here?
7 days later, it's still
Yeah,
warm
well,
red.
here's what he'll be like. He'll fall asleep a little bit. He'll wake up, turn on his phone, check it. Nope, still there. It's still real. It's still real. That's it. I'm not gonna. No, why would I cry? I mean, I
Because
don't
we're
know.
emotionally attached to our teams.
Yeah, I'm emotionally attached, but it doesn't mean
We
I'm
are.
gonna. I could be joyous without crying. I don't know what this big fascination is with everybody bawling all over themselves and snot bubbles coming out their nose and
It's involuntary.
Ugh.
You're not like choosing,
Yeah.
like, let me just
Ugh.
open up my tear ducts and let it go.
your guy is the worst I ever saw, Ralph. Russell Wilson after the Super
Oh.
Bowl. My guys. I'm like, oh my God.
Have you ever been part of a team before?
Oh, yeah. And I've
You
been a
played
part
sports,
of a team
right?
that has won something. And
Right,
I
you
didn't
played
cry.
sports.
Yeah, it didn't cry.
You don't
It-
get emotional when you win stuff in sports, really?
It was fun. It's happy.
You're that guy, huh?
It's happy. I'm a
You're the-
happy guy.
You're the guy in the corner of
Hey!
the locker room that nobody goes near.
Hey! No, because I'm happy. I'm not crying. Like, yeah, we won. Yeah. Why are you crying? Get the fuck out of here. You know, why are you crying? Get away from me. I don't want that on me. I would push people away who are
Yeah.
crying. I'm just so happy. Well, go be happy over there. You're freaking me out. Ugh.
What the heck?
I,
It's okay to cry in that moment.
Yeah,
I
okay.
have no, that's
Go
not a
cry
man
over
card
there. I
violation
don't need
at
it
all.
over here.
It's not a man card violation.
No, I'm not giving anybody a hard time for it. It's just not me. It doesn't mean there's something wrong with me.
But maybe it does.
Yeah, maybe. Like I said, I might be dead inside. But then again, it doesn't affect me. It just seems to affect everyone else. Why isn't Jeffrey crying? I don't know. He thought of a funny joke. I don't know. What do you want from me?
Just go kill his dog. He'll cry.
No, that'll make me mad.
Well, you'll cry though.
Silver Pop says, Jeffrey, you always cry on the air when your boring ass team messes up. I don't cry. I'm just like, I haven't even lamented. I'm just like, yeah, that's the Colts. They suck. Don't even need to talk about them anymore.
Would rather not talk about it.
Well, you're numb right now, so I get it.
Yeah, it's either numb or happy. I don't have to cry. Listen, we got to take a break. When we come back, got a bunch of football stuff to tell you about that might affect your choices in the picks and might affect your choices in fantasy football. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. This update brought to you by Sport Trade. Download the Sport Trade app and use code VSIN to earn 10% cash back on every bet in your first week. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP.
NFL, the Arizona Cardinals trying to snap a 3-game losing skid on Sunday when they take on the New England Patriots. The Cardinals are 6-7, and they're 2 games back of Seattle for the division lead in the NFC West, taking on a Patriots team that's averaging just 17 points per game and sitting at 3-10 with the worst passing offense in the NFL. Arizona is a 6-point home favorite, minus 270 on the money line. The Patriots plus 220 with the over-under of 45.5. Thursday night football tonight, San Francisco hosting the LA Rams, the Niners, a 3-point home favorite. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
It's fall football on The Fanatic. Catch all the live game play-by-play, Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday day and night NFL games, plus the Saturday NCAA football game of the week. It's all right here on the Valley's home for football. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, brought to you by Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Learn more at Viking.com.
Thursday night football is live on The Fanatic.
The Rams head to San Francisco for a key matchup against the 49ers on Thursday night. 49ers looking for some payback after LA beat them in week 3. But the Rams are coming off a thrilling victory over the Buffalo Bills last Sunday. It's the Rams at 49ers. Thursday night football live.
Your home for the NFL in the Valley is 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic and 1580thefanatic.com.
Today's Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Coming up 5:30 p.m. The Rams will take on the San Francisco 49ers. That should be a good game. Sorry, I just feel like that was a very short commercial break there. I was busy trying to calculate how long, if you were to strip down and clean Big Bird, how long would you have to cook him in the oven, to have it properly done? Because that's a big ass bird right there. You almost can't.
Yeah.
You have to have an industrial
head,
size oven.
Where's that come from?
Oh, yeah.
I'm just a little hungry. I'm a little hungry. Just, I really enjoyed Thanksgiving. A lot of people could be fed if it came down to it. Just, hey, Big Bird, come here.
Sure. Yeah.
Big Bird. Yeah. Anyway, so what were we doing? Oh, right. Football stuff. Okay, hold on. First, I got to clear out this text line. There's some straggling comments on it. So let's see what they say. Swazman says, back in Springfield, Illinois in 1975, Gale Sayers was the grand marshal for our parade. I was a little kid and I got to shake his hand. He had a giant afro. Yeah, he did.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, the Kansas
It's a great memory for you. That's awesome. Hamilton Porter says, what's softer? Trying to trademark the word the, or being so butthurt about a flag on your turf, you try to make it a felony out of it. All the above, Hamilton Porter.
Because he did both.
Ohio State is nothing but softness. I mean, it's like 3-ply softness. It's just softer than soft. It's marshmallow on the side of melting soft, if that answers your question. Lacrosse guy says, newsflash, Ralph is weird. At least my second team is in the AFC, the Bills, because my wife is from Buffalo. Why do you have a second team? You don't need a set. You just need a team.
Why do
I
we
don't
have
call
a
the
second
Chiefs
team?
my second team. I just enjoy watching them inexplicably win.
Mhm.
It's just fun. I mean, if they don't make it, I'll root for the Bills. I like good football.
I think he's just saying the Bills because his wife's from there, so he's rooting for them like he roots for his team because it makes her happy.
Forget lacrosse guy. Who's your original team? I only hear you ever talk about lacrosse. Hook'em Honey says, okay, fine. You'll cry when your daughter gets married. Yeah, probably for the guy. I'd just be like, I'm so sorry. I used to worry about that when she was a baby. I thought, man, I got to figure out how to chain her up in an attic. And then I was told that's not right. And then I was like, well, I can hope she's a lesbian. And then that no, hear me out. And then at the point where she's like 30, she realizes, oh my gosh, I'm actually not. And she meets a nice guy in a Hallmark style and they immaculately concept, whatever grandkids I need. That son of a bitch, you better not touch her. And, that's the way I used to think. And then as, I got to know her personality, I was like, oh, some poor kid. I don't know. I feel like, maybe the dowry is in order from me to just sort of sorry. Cause don't even try anything. Cause she's going to hurt you. She's going to whoop you. So
she's a man eater.
I don't have to worry about her when she goes out on a date. It's more just, am I going to have to apologize to this kid, his parents, to people that drive in? I don't know because she don't take crap from nobody. And she's a heartbreaker. So I try to, I don't know, be ready to cushion that blow. So no, I probably will not cry when she gets married. I'll just be kind of quietly sitting there going, oh, don't do that. When I handed both my daughter's hands away on their wedding day, I looked at the groom and I said, well, she's your responsibility now. No returns. Yeah, don't even think about keeping that receipt. Moist One says, happy birthday to the Commanders legend, Alfred Morris. And also Dolphins legend, Ronnie Brown.
Yeah, A-Train, man.
Okay. Supergirl. Oh, she got questions. She got questions for the king. I'll just stick a pin in that one and leave it there for you.
Okay.
Hamilton Porter says, not sure if you guys saw, but Jimmy Butler said he'd be interested in being traded to the Suns. Yeah, I was going to wait and talk about that tomorrow because we got all this football to talk about. Do we want Jimmy Butler? That was really my biggest question.
I personally don't think so.
Yeah.
I like him. But there's just a lot of stuff that comes with Jimmy. You'd probably have to give up Beal, which for some people, maybe they think that that's okay. Their numbers look pretty identical this season. And Jimmy is 4 years older.
Okay. No, thank you. Chief Skull says, afternoon, gentlemen. Randy, Keon, Jeffrey. I will not acknowledge Ralph until I make his list of people on X.
It was an honest mistake. I forgot to add you. You will be added going forward. I promise.
That's the thing. You guys notice I never tag anybody when I post anything on Twitter because I just feel like that's intrusive. You know what I mean? Like George does.
You just make really smart aleck comments every time I post something.
That's all I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when I was using it more, I didn't tag anybody because I've been using it since before I was here. So I just use it the way I've always used it. Just whatever random thing crosses my mind that I feel like saying.
Yeah, I don't need that much attention, I guess. Against the Spread says, Jeffrey, thanks for your comments about your daughter. By the way, the reason I'm working from home today is because my little girl is sick and she unfortunately can hear your broadcast. Well, that's on you, man. Again, that's on you. Little thing called earbuds against the Spread. Or just, grab her headphones off the tablet and then just put them on for you to listen to the show. I got to think of everything. 888-368-1580. All right. So let's talk about some stuff. Al Michaels is 80 and his 3-year contract with Amazon expires at the end of this season. Well, it turns out he says, I'll go year to year. everything when you're 80 is year to it's like week to
Day to
week.
day.
Yeah.
Getting up in the morning is day to day.
But he seems like he's in pretty good shape, man, for a guy who never eats vegetables, enjoys him some steak.
Incredible to me.
And just keeps cranking along. So, hey, why stop? If he doesn't want to stop, why stop? I'm like, yeah, I mean, 15 million a year. I'm sure that right now he's just like making money for whoever gets it in the will. You know what I mean? He's never going to spend this money, but he's enjoying it. He's helping his family out, I guess, or maybe he's got some charitable thing, whatever the case. He's making Kirk Herbstreit look like he has an idea. So, but why is he there? He's just, he's just not useful.
Herbstreit gives you so much in a college broadcast.
Yeah, nothing in the NFL.
Putting him in an NFL broadcast beyond players who were recently drafted, I don't know why he's there. I like Herbstreit a lot. It pains me to say that.
Yeah, I know.
In an
NFL
context, it doesn't make any sense.
And I know Herbstreit's dog died, which was very sad because that dog looked just like my dog that died. And then I was just like, boy, he didn't mourn for very long because next thing you know, he had another dog out there with him. It was the brother of the one that passed away. And I'm just like, let the body get cold. Okay? What are you doing, man?
If he had the brother, then he probably had them both.
Right. Yeah.
he didn't just replace you with literally the dog related to you.
if I were to die and my brother replaced me on this, I wouldn't like that. You wouldn't like it either. He was very mean. My brother was mean. He had a big nose, and we called him Nostradamus because he was just evil and mean.
Wow.
God,
yeah.
Man.
Yeah, he didn't like that.
I can't imagine why.
Gee. But he was worse than
why.
No, it was worse. I don't want to get into that. Al Michaels says Chief Skull is still there because cryotherapy is very expensive. You think that's what's keeping him alive? I don't know.
I think Al Michaels just likes broadcasting, and I don't think he'd know what to do with himself if he stopped.
Yeah, and he's sharp. He's just enjoying it. Well, he says, I'm not going to go out kicking and screaming. He says, I'm going to be very much like John Madden when it comes time. He says, it's time. And I think I'll feel when that time comes. All right. Listen, he's welcome to stay in my book as long as he wants. Doesn't bother me that he's around. I mean, it does make me a little sleepy. I don't know what it is. It's like his voice is like tryptophan to my soul. I'll be watching just a good game and be like, I don't know why. I don't know why. Hey, so can everybody calm the bleep down about, at least about the tech aspect of the Christmas Day game? And Netflix has both the Christmas Day games. Everybody's like, oh, it's not going to work. You saw it happen with the Mike Tyson fight. Oh, it's not going to work. NFL says, no, we're fine. There's nothing wrong here. And I'll say it again. What was there, 60 to 100 million people trying to watch that fight on Netflix when it was happening? There's not going to be more than 20 million people watching the NFL. Now, it might go up a little bit because Beyonce is supposed to be doing a song, of course, then again, her husband, it'll be interesting to see what happens there. I guess Jay-Z has come under fire. Like, he might have participated with Diddy in a few Diddy-like activities, namely rape. So he's saying, oh, that's not true at all. Not true. He's very adamant about it. But the allegation's out there. Now, again, I mean, we've seen guys wrongly accused and we've seen guys rightly accused. I don't know what this is, but in the time that you don't know what it is, what does the NFL usually do? But they're not going to do it here. They say our relationship with JC is not changing. Could it have something to do with Beyonce and ratings, you sick bastards?
Well, no, it's also that Jay-Z's actually very involved with the NFL on a few initiatives.
Yeah, Rock Nation and all those things. Yeah, I get it. But this is just, the NFL being hypocrites. They are not consistent about the way they handle things. I really hope Jay-Z had nothing to do with that. But let me tell you, it don't look good for a lot of people. This is like the hip hop version of Epstein. And all these people, you see pictures of all these people with Diddy at these parties. I was watching that comedy special the other day the guy who had the stroke the other day. What was his name? Jamie Foxx. Saw Jamie Foxx's special when he comes out. He's talking about all that, and he made a Diddy joke and said, "Yeah, I went home at 9. I didn't stay at those parties." Like, okay, so hold on. So here's the problem there, Jamie. You went home at 9 p.m., which means you knew there was a reason you probably shouldn't be there, and you were going home at 9 p.m., which means you knew bad things were happening, and you didn't tell anybody anything. To me, that's troublesome.
I don't know. If you thought that, okay, there's just going to be.
I thought there were people getting raped and lubed up at a party. I think I might tell somebody.
I don't know if he knew the
or I'd say,
specifics.
What's going on there?
Because I don't.
My God,
I
would never go back to that place.
I don't think it's one of those parties where they tell you the specifics of everything.
Oh, you know.
I think people knew.
I think people knew, but if you're deciding not to go,
if you knew did nothing and said nothing. I'm going to put you in the same category I put the people who did the doing.
I don't know why you chose not to go, because it's just clear that just aside from the rapes, Diddy was just into just weird sex stuff. Like maybe you're just like, even if that's above board, I don't want any parts of that.
It was a great ugly sweater party, but the rapes, just the rapes.
What's the buffalo and the oil?
What I'm saying is, if you think that it's just freaky sex stuff and you don't know about the rapes, you could literally just leave the first part and never learn about the second part.
Yeah, you could. More than likely, you did learn about the second part.
If you stayed, you did.
People in entertainment, blah, 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 blah. And if you leave, they go, "Hey, did you hear what happened?" Trust me, anybody who went to those things, I would almost guarantee. Now, again,
and also,
I can't say for sure.
That's the thing. I don't want to say for sure.
Very likely,
maybe very likely, but also there are people who are just like very selfish, and they're just like, look, I don't want to be blackballed. Diddy didn't just get away with this.
You're a coward, and you have are now complicit in the abuse and rape of young girls.
There's two things for sure here,
and boys to be fighting.
Number one, the list will come out, and people will pay. And number two, the NFL are hypocrites. They've always have been.
I don't know if the list will come out. Look, that whole Epstein thing,
that's going to come out.
Of people.
I think that's coming out too.
Why is it taking so long?
I just think things will happen next year. You're going to see a lot of people go down next year for a lot of bad things. But I think the NFL, there's no doubt about it. They're the biggest hypocrites around. They do whatever they like.
Well, we were waiting for Fred Rogers to die because we just
the reason why I think the Diddy stuff's going to come out faster is because these are actors and musicians, and the Epstein stuff has got politicians in it.
Yeah,
and that is always going to slow that down.
You're right.
The politicians, people involved in the law can absolutely gum up the works to try and make sure that their names are put out.
We still don't know who killed JFK. I mean, come on.
I mean, it's just when politicians are involved, it's just different.
You're right.
It's just as bad, but they have more influence to
sometimes worse
to stop things.
Yeah. Chief Skull says the one who could probably give insight to the Jay-Z P. Diddy parties would be probably Moist One. Against the Spread says Jay-Z will be wearing a Penn State jersey on Christmas Day to perform. Word is P. Diddy had a kill switch on his vault of blackmail evidence if he ever got smoked or locked up. Wilbur said, I was at the P. Diddy parties. I didn't see anything. But boy, it sure smelled funny.
From some of the stuff that you could read, you could have heard a lot. So I don't know that you want to make that joke either.
Yeah, Pickle D says they're all part of the Illuminati ring, the hip hop people, the politicians, and the cronies, the whole lot of them. Okay, tinfoil hat. Hurry Harry says, is that Ralph? Here I go. I just joined the Seahawks. What? Oh, look, Big George is here. Just so you know, I already did on this date in Big George Source History. So,
hi, Big George. Welcome to the show.
Baker's Cocky Hen says Al Michaels has one of the best seats in the house to watch, how his bets are doing. That's true. Swazman says, remember Al Michaels went to ASU. He was a Sun Devil. And who looks more worn out, Jerry Jones or Al Michaels? Jerry Jones. By a long shot. Hefty Lefty says, yeah, Nostradamus. That is a tier 1 nickname. Trust me, my brother, he passed a couple of years ago, but we were kids. He was completely evil. Had me scared to death in the middle of the night telling me stuff. Hurry Harry says, I just got on the radio commuting home from work and I hear Ralph on. I just joined the radio. Not the Seahawks go Seahawks.
You know what? You could turn a dial.
Back me up, Ralph. I don't know. I think he was just I think he was trying to support you there, but it
Doesn't
came
sound-
out weird.
it doesn't sound like
I think he didn't use enough punctuation because he did say "Go Seahawks" at the
if
end.
you're supporting me, then I absolutely love you, and you should stay on there. But if you're not supporting me, there is another station.
It's very simple. That's just the way Ralph rolls. I don't give a crap if you support me or not. You can listen or you don't listen. Also, don't care. Taco Kenny says, hang out with guys like Diddy. Bad things happen. Ask J-Lo. Oof. By the way, ask J-Lo. You know what I'm saying? Well, what was going on when you were around?
She's going down.
Yeah, what's going on there? What's going on? All right, we're going to take a break. We'll come back. I'm going to try to rattle off a bunch of this NFL news. We didn't get very far. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This year, American farmers will harvest 2.8 billion bushels of wheat and 15.1 billion bushels of corn. And to this day, American road workers have built 4.2 million miles of roads and counting. We're proud that John Deere machines rolling off the line here in the USA play a part in supporting Americans who work the land and build a better tomorrow. Nothing runs like a Deere. Learn more at johndeere.com/manufacturing.
Sports bettors, we've all been there. You have a live bet lined up, you check the odds one more time, place the bet only to see the bet delayed by the spinny wheel, line move, and your bet rejected. My name's Alex Kane, and I'm the founder and CEO of SportTrade, Arizona's newest sports betting app. At the core of the SportTrade offering is our probability-based odds. In other words, the Cardinals may be offered at 55% odds to win, a lot simpler than minus 125. Place your bet at 55% odds, and as your win probability changes, so does the value of your bet, giving you the ability to cash out with total control. And the best part, no spinny wheels. Live bets on SportTrade are instantly accepted. Download SportTrade on your iPhone today and use code 1580 to earn 10% cash back on every bet in your first week. Terms apply.
SportTrade is regulated by the Arizona Department of Gaming. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP.
Let's say you've got questions. You're looking into solar, but you don't know where to start. Well, Harman Solar has the answers. Hi, I'm Jeffrey O'Brien, and listen, there's a couple of ways you can go here. One, visit harmansolar.com, browse around, because right across the page, they got links to all sorts of great information, like frequently asked questions, equipment, tax credits, even testimonials. Or just give them a call, 800-281-3189. Ask them directly. They'd love to hear from you. That's 800-281-3189. Or just go to harmansolar.com.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to end your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other IRS actions. Make sure you're getting the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima today for a free confidential consultation.
Call 800-936-9033. 800-936-9033. 800-936-9033.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Never again will you have to say, I missed that segment. I'm such a dinkus.
He's so lame.
Never miss an important segment, favorite host, or show again. Check out our podcast and listen whenever and wherever you want.
It's the reason Al Gore invented the internet.
Follow us on Facebook or Twitter or at 1580thefanatic.com.
Hey, Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Well, be careful out there in social media. I just got this. It says, please do not accept friend requests from my parents. They've been hacked. Came from Lizzie Borden. Like, Jesus, everybody's getting hacked. Everybody's getting hacked.
Yeah. Wow.
Latina Leprechaun says, I support you 1,000,000%, Jeffrey. You above everybody else, even Ralph. Sorry, Ralph. I don't know what for, but I'm glad you're supporting me. I appreciate it. Bullseye says, I went to a P. Diddy party once, and all I got was this lousy T-shirt. Hurry Harry says, I love you, Ralph.
Oh, my gosh.
I love you. I'm just reading it that way. I love you, Ralph.
Oh wow! Please don't say that to me while you're looking at the camera. And that's just creepy. It's very creepy.
I love you, Ralph.
It's coming from you, and it's just very creepy.
Oh, Seahawks.
Oh my God!
Oh, Seahawks.
Can we turn his mic on?
I love you, Ralph. Sure, that's not the way he intended it.
No,
I don't think anyone intended that way.
That's why I'm reading it. That'll make you think twice.
About you, yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm fine. I'm completely secure in my masculinity, even though it seems no one else is.
No, I just didn't want to hear it in my ears like that. That's all.
That's a shame. Anyway, so remember how we were like, oh, yeah, Jay-Z's fine. Don't worry about it. Then the NFL is like, Raiders Charles Snowden has been arrested for DUI. We must act swiftly. Yeah. Okay.
You fail a PED test, you're gone. You hit Trevor Lawrence late, you're out 3 games.
You oil up a buffalo at a party, you're good.
Apparently. I mean, remember, this is the same league that hid the Ray Rice video. They had the same video that we all were outraged by when we saw it. They had it first and buried it, and they were only going to suspend him 3 games.
That's right. Mm-hmm. Hurry Harry says, I love you too, Keon. He says, actually, no, I love you all. Great show. Go Seahawks.
There we go.
Taco Kenny says, Ralph, a Laker, a Dodger fan. You all right.
Thank you.
Mind your own business, Taco Kenny.
I like Taco Kenny. Thank you.
Pickle D says, sounded like a Diddy party there for a second. No, I sounded like a woman.
Yeah.
So, all right. So,
significantly less sexual assault happening here. So,
a woman who smokes.
I would say no.
Sexual assault.
I have good news to change the subject.
Yay!
Please do.
Yay!
I mean, yes.
Good
of course.
news.
So, the NFL is looking to change the onside kick during the offseason. Because they're like, it's a dead play. There's nothing. It's a ceremonial play, very low recovery rate. They said when we look at the kickoff, maybe where the touchback area should be during the offseason, we need to revisit the whole idea of the onside kick. Well, I'd like it to be, how about a surprise? How about let it be a surprise?
Yes.
Yeah, but then you have to change the format of the kickoff to do that.
Yeah, we did it before. We could do it again.
We should go back to the old format.
And then people would be dead.
I hate this new stuff. Let's just get rid of it and allow them to run up to the line too. That's when the onside kick
There have
works.
been more returns than we've had in a long time. We've had more touchdowns returned than we've had in a long time. But the average place that the ball is being started on is further up than it has in a long time.
But we've lost the excitement. If we can get a running start on a kickoff.
And of course, the thing that it's about is reducing injuries.
Nah, forget that.
The injuries
I'm done with that.
The injuries are way down. Okay, cool. The guys whose brains may or may not be scrambled aren't, and they're not consulting you.
How about we just do away with the onside kick and do what they proposed and people have been talking about, where you get the ball on your own 20-yard line and it's 4th and 20, and if you can get the first down in that situation, that's your onside kick. Now you get the ball again. Instead of an onside kick, you take the ball at the 4th and 20. Now, there's some aspects of the game that might be affected, and that's if you're working the clock. The other team doesn't get the ball automatically from a kickoff, but then this is like, so when you do this, do you stop the clock till the play? You see what I'm saying? Till the play is over, as if it was a special teams kick?
Probably.
So it
would be an untimed play. It's not bad. I think I kind of like that the odds are low on the onside kick. When you're thinking about an onside kick, it's because you're basically screwed. If you've been that bad or trailing like that the whole game, that should be you. Like, you shouldn't get this get out of jail free card that's easy to access to get back in the game.
But it's
personally.
The onside kick's never been easy, though.
No.
That's what I'm saying. What's wrong with it?
I love the onside kick, but now you have to say you're doing it. That's what I don't like.
Yeah, I don't like. I like it to be a surprise.
Okay, that's fair.
But how are you going to do that when the kicker is how far behind the line where the people are?
They're always in the same place, I thought. Well, there's an onside kicker.
The kicker's on his own way on the other side of the field.
Yeah.
Well, he can kick a little squibby onside kick.
I mean, I guess he could, but he could put one right over the line of the other team and drop it in that dead man zone over there, that open area before you get to the running backs. But are you allowed to do that? Because I thought the ball had to fall within a certain area.
Well, it has
to clear 10 yards.
Right. As long as it goes,
I mean, on kickoffs, whether
the
it's
other
a
one,
squib kick or not,
Yeah.
I thought the ball had to travel and had to meet or had to fall within this area.
Hence why you have to declare it.
Yeah, it does.
That's the reason why it's not. You're
even
basically you're getting an exception there.
If you change it and you don't have to declare an onside kick, now how are you going to adjust the kickoff rules? You see what I mean? The kickoff rules right now are so one-dimensional. You can't do anything but kick the damn football off.
People give me a headache. All right, so the new way, leave it alone. But then there's no onside kick. You can only do the 4th and 20.
I don't like that.
4th and 20.
I hate that.
It's fun. It just feels very arena football to me.
Yeah,
in a
it
way
does.
that I don't.
It absolutely does. So does this new
A lot
kickoff
of this
rule.
crap we're doing feels that way.
It does, absolutely. We've ruined the game.
I don't think so.
I like how I watch a college game. They're just doing it like you're supposed to do it. That's football.
Because they can't run fast enough to kill each other.
Well, we don't want to talk about that. But I mean, I just like the old way
We
of doing
probably
it.
should.
Devil Hawk says Keon's wrong. Onside kicks percentage needs to be higher. Go back to when you could overload the box on one side.
I mean,
Or give them another area that the football can fall into without it being a penalty.
Hefty Lefty says replace the onside kick with the Oklahoma drill. Winner gets the ball at the 50.
See, I think, Jeffrey, along our lines, Jeffrey, I think you get one player at one end of the field, another player at the other end of the field. The ball
Gladiators.
drops out of the blimp, and these guys are on horses with jousting poles, and the winner
come on,
gets
Randy.
the football.
Randy, be realistic. You could drop it from the sky cam, but the rest of it's fine. Horses, the whole 9 yards. Go ahead.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I mean, you can't get a blimp inside of a covered stadium.
Well, that's true. Well, you
good
have
point.
how many stadiums have opened ceilings? The Cardinal Stadium. Okay.
Still, let's just Sky Cam is always there. Sky Cam
all right,
is always
Sky
there.
Cam. All right,
You
Sky
get a
Cam.
little
That's-
talent. This goes.
I agree. Yeah, just
drops it right there. Horses are fine. They may turn
Yeah.
some giant divots in the field.
You can use the remote control blimps that they use at the other stadiums. Those work.
I've seen the guys who fly those. No, they're losers. I mean, I just want
all right.
This whole idea is losing, but I mean,
have the Sky Cam drop it. You know, you don't want to pay.
well, drop
more
the Sky
guys.
Cam, and if it hits you, you're dead.
You know how much it's going to cost for the horses? You don't need to pay some. It's like, sorry, I was late. I was frisbee golfing. Yeah, I don't need that guy.
Horse handlers.
Yes. So I like your idea, Randy.
Thank you.
You should write a letter to Roger Goodell.
Yeah,
I'm going to make some notes right now as we end the first hour. I'm going to end some. I'm just going to write some notes down so I
quickly
can
write 'em down.
write an email.
Absolutely.
Just continue on, guys.
Average Joe says, hey guys, did you hear that Adam Silver was so excited about baseball's golden bat rule that he wants to create a golden ball rule? Team gets one possession a game, and if they score, it counts as triple points. So a made 2-pointer is suddenly worth 6, and a made 3 is worth 9.
If baseball does that rule, I may stop watching baseball.
There is a line that's going to be.
That
is
is
that
crossing the
real?
line.
Yeah.
That's crossing the line.
He
It is
says
real.
he's just
No,
kidding.
the Adam Silver one, not the.
Oh, the other one.
He said, but you can't say Silver wouldn't actually consider that one though.
I think I can.
This is interesting. Baker's Cocky Hen says, I have the onside solution. Use 3 balls. Whichever team recovers 2 gets the ball.
Oh, I like that.
That sounds
because
like a
then
mess.
you can get more guys involved on more horses doing more jousting.
Everybody's like, you got to get your hands on 2 balls. God damn it, moist one. Sit down. Anyway.
Get the cheerleaders involved. That'd be interesting.
Hello. All right. Well, I think we achieved a lot, even though we achieved nothing.
That was a lot of nothing.
I got a lot of material for tomorrow now. So listen, here's what's going to happen. We're going to do a commercial. We're going to come back with hour 2 and do our Harmon Solar NFL fan pick'em picks. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
It's fall football on the Fanatic. Catch all the live game play-by-play, Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday day and night NFL games, plus the Saturday NCAA football game of the week. It's all right here on the Valley's home for football. 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic, brought to you by Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
At Diamond Dave's Desert Wholesale Diamond,
we offer incredible diamonds, both mined and cultivated, all at amazingly low prices.
check out these cultivated lab-grown diamond earrings.
2 carats total weight, collection color and lab grown, only $25.90.
And she'd love this amazing tennis bracelet in natural mined.
4 carats total weight in yellow or white gold, only $39.90.
And how about this diamond chain in cultivated?
12.5 carats total weight, collection color and lab grown, only $79.90.
And last but not least, especially this year, 1.5 carat floating diamond pendant.
Collection color and lab grown, only $9.90.
Call, email, or message us for an in-person appointment.
Or sit back and relax for free FedEx shipping anywhere in the USA.
Call Diamond Dave at 480-397-2450. That's 480-397-2450. Or follow him on Instagram at Diamond Dave Cantor. That's at Diamond Dave, Kantor.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Learn more at Viking.com.
Hey, everybody, it's Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends at the Lund Mortgage Team. Did you know that the Lund Mortgage Team was founded back in 1999? That's right. They're celebrating 25 years in existence this year. And you know what you have to do to stay in business that long? You have to be good at what you do. And the Lund Mortgage Team is not just good, they are great. They have helped thousands of people save thousands of dollars over those 25 years here in the Valley of the Sun. They only lend in Arizona. And they're mortgage brokers, which means they can shop your rate around. They're not tied to just one set of rates. Mortgage rates can get crazy. They can get high. They can get low. There's good times to strike and there's times to stay on the sideline. Let the Lund Mortgage Team be your coach, be your team leader when it comes to these huge decisions. Call 623-875-9940. That's 623-875-9940, or you can always check them out at lundmortgage.com. Great website with all the tools you need. Call them today. They're my great friends, and you'll love them. It's the Lund Mortgage Team.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time
for what? Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room. Ralph from Harmon Solar is joining us, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And real quick, I'm just going to fill you in on some things you may or may not need to know. I think we can do this pretty quick before we do our picks. Justin Herbert's ankle injury might be worse than people had thought. He sprained his left ankle, had a thigh contusion, which means he couldn't really run out of the pocket that well. So now they're saying, it could be a lot worse, is what he's saying. Could be a lot worse. So I don't know where he's going to be at, but he's got a couple of days to sort it out. That's just something to keep an eye on. Aiden O'Connell, who cares? Wow. I have the story. But he's all, I'm hoping to get there. Okay, that's great. Mark Davis is like, yeah, you're always looking for a quarterback. Just, because they're like, hey, what are you going to do in the draft? He's like, who are you kidding? I got Gardner Minshew, Aiden O'Connell, and Desmond Ridder. We're drafting a goddamn quarterback. Why would you even ask me that question? If I'm Mark Davis, I would just turn the lights down and let my steely red devil eyes shine through just to scare Jesus into everyone. You know what I'm saying? He's like, you're always looking for a quarterback. No question about it. Now leave me alone. I want to go primp. Anyway, how long do you think he spends getting ready?
Have you seen his girlfriend?
Comb. No, well, is that the girl you see? I hear that's not really his girlfriend. It's just some gal.
That's not what I heard. She's like in her 20s.
Money is the
who we
great
talking about?
equalizer
Who are we talking about?
because his team is 2-11.
Davis.
You know,
Oh, old bowl haircut, eh?
yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Nice.
Anyway, so who's playing the Raiders this week? Oh, the Falcons. Hey, they'll finally win one. Let's see. Will Levis is taking it. Yeah, nobody cares. I mean, that's another nobody cares, right? Are they even playing this week? Oh, they're getting beat by Cincinnati. Doesn't
Oh, yes.
doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Nobody cares.
Patrick Mahomes is he's looking to see. He's like, I don't know if you know this or not, but they're playing 3 games in 11 days. So are the Steelers. They're also doing the same thing. Mike
Aw.
Tomlin is just like, yeah, you do what you got to do. You got to. Patrick Mahomes is like, well, this is not a good feeling. This is not a good feeling. He says, I'm excited to play on Christmas. Let's get back to what we did last year, but you never want to play this many games in that short amount of time. It's not great for your body. But at the end of the day, it is your job. It's your profession. You got to come to work. You got to do it. Okay.
Probably.
Why are they doing this to these people?
This seems bad.
Yeah, why are they doing this to
like-
their prime content? You know what I'm saying? It's like the NFL would be more careful. Money is not going to you're not gonna make the money if you break the prime content. And Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, prime content. Steelers, not so bad. That's legacy content. Maybe not so prime, but they're not in the sneeze at. This is really dumb on the part of the NFL. It's just more dumb than greed. I don't know. Is it more dumb or more greed?
Yes, like
Greed.
it's dumb because you're blinded by greed. That's what it's coming down to. I mean, this is a league that we talk about player safety, but really they only care about the head trauma because they got legally in trouble for that. That's the only reason why they go through the great lengths of changing the kickoff and suspending a guy 3 games and all this other stuff because they got in trouble for that legally. As far as your joints, your muscles, your ligaments, they don't care about any of that. Now, play the 3 games in 11 days. Whatever.
Well, I guess they're going to have to, but that starts to affect maybe not this week, but the next week and the week after on how you look at your picks. Something to keep in mind, I guess. Everybody's getting robbed in the NFL, and you think that they'd be doing more about it. Joe Burrow came out and says, I feel like my privacy has been violated. But then he added on another. It's kind of weird. He's like, I feel like my privacy has been violated in more ways than one. What? You got robbed.
Well, it's not just that someone knows where you are; it's that they showed up too. So I'm guessing those are the.
This has something to do with that gal that's his girlfriend / employee. I bet it does.
I don't think so.
He says everybody's heard what has happened. I feel like my privacy's been violated in more ways than one, and way more's already out there than I would want out there than I care to share. So that's all I can say. Yeah, he didn't want people to know about that gal. That's what I think.
I don't think he want. Well, maybe
we didn't know about her before.
I also don't think he wanted people to know that he got robbed. I don't think he also wanted to be robbed.
Man, if I get robbed, I'm telling everybody. Some sons of bitches robbed me. That'd be the first thing. I'll win the game, and that girl with the mole will come up to me. Oh, it was a great game. I was like, no, the hell with that. I got robbed. And hey, if you're watching, I want my bleep back. I want my bleep back. Yeah, whatever her name is.
Tracy Wolfson. And look, okay, cool. That's you. But if Joe doesn't want all that out there, then that's fair.
I'd put a phone number on the screen. I'm gonna call this number right here. Come on, we're gonna work this out. I want my stuff back.
They're not gonna get you your stuff back now that everybody knows that you're robbed. that doesn't help that at all.
We'll all close our eyes. You just put it there on this desk, and then like in school, remember that? Everybody just close your eyes. If you put it back, nobody's getting in trouble. That kid always got in trouble.
That kid always got in trouble, but also the person that broke into your house and took your stuff doesn't want to give it back. That's why they took your stuff.
Yeah, but I'm telling everybody. Okay. I don't need privacy. And then Tua, okay, see, Tua is not complaining. Tua's like, oh, you broke into my car. All right. Not only am I going to hire security, I'm getting some personal security on me as well, just in case, because there's a lot of stuff going on there. People's houses are being invaded and robbed. And what if they come when you're there? You're going to make sure you got some security. And so he's just like, yeah. He says, I don't know if I'm a target, but I don't want to play the chances with my family and my kids sleeping there. My wife's sleeping, me sleeping. And so the FBI is all over all of these things. Aaron Rodgers, though, just always the douchebag. He's like, I just want to remind everybody, the NFL has great resources to assist with security. Shut up, Aaron. Shut up, Aaron.
Aaron,
what?
Aaron, quit being that guy.
Did
I'll
anybody
say
even
this.
rob you? How did you get in this conversation?
He said, "Oh no, I used it years ago. The league has really good resource where they have security experts. They'll come out to your house, give you ideas where to put cameras, where your weak points are. You know what? These are probably the sons of bitches that just robbed everybody. I've watched a lot of episodes of crime shows. It's always the alarm company that you've just hired to put in the security company. It's always an inside job. Aaron Rodgers, you dope." Anyway, so he's like,
got $38 million. Why don't you pay for your own resources? What are you talking about?
These little cameras, though, to be honest, these little cameras, they're like $10 a piece. You can mount them as long as you got power somewhere, $10 a piece. And cameras don't stop you from getting robbed, but at least maybe finally the Rob Gronkowski ring of crime will be stopped. I'm pretty sure he's robbing people.
You think it's Rob Gronkowski?
I doubt it. Because they haven't caught the guy.
Randy, it's in his name. Rob.
I just think that if
so obvious, you're all going to feel stupid when the truth comes out.
Didn't even think about that.
I think if Rob Gronkowski,
and he's retired, he's got all the time in the world.
If Rob Gronkowski tried to steal from anybody, the police would find him, in the yard somewhere, somehow caught an extension cord. I don't think
he's not smart enough to run a crime ring.
Like that's just pump the brakes.
I think his girlfriend could handle the smart.
I think it's Rob Gronkowski and Tom Brady.
Tom doesn't need the money.
Did you see them on that one show? Talking about the idea of playing for Bill as a college athlete.
Yeah.
they were laughing so hard.
Yeah. There's some recruitment material for UNC now, right? Just play that clip.
It was barely fun playing for him as an adult. What do you mean? I mean, I'm in college. All I want to do is party, and Bill's my coach. They couldn't even seriously entertain it. It was.
Well, tomorrow we're going to talk about a connection that 1580 The Fanatic has to Bill Belichick taking that job. One of the guys who are on the betting show in the morning, Michael Lombardi, does the Lombardi line. Well, now it's going to be called something else because he's taking the job as GM of UNC. And so he's the guy.
Okay.
Now, by the way, we've had him on this show. Do you remember? We've had him on the show. I didn't care for him. And so we never had him back on.
Oh, gotcha. He's a smart guy, though.
No, smart guy.
And knows scouting.
He has spent a lot of time on the information and not much on his personality. So we just never had him back. But now it's going to affect us as far as our schedule goes, I think. So did you guys want to do a morning show?
Sure.
All right. Me and Randy will do it. You go. Let me know how. I'm not doing it. But he's the guy that's going to end up doing the recruiting because he even talked about it. He's like, oh, yeah, it's going to be great. You need to go in there and say, hey, you got to Coach Belichick right there. He said everything I said the other day. It's going to be him that's going out there saying, we know we got Bill Belichick here,
Good luck thinking that that's going to get everybody that you want.
I didn't say it's going to work. I'm saying that's how they're going to do it because Bill Belichick, he's got that young girlfriend. He can't leave town because you know what happens then.
I literally tried to imagine this the other day. I closed my eyes and tried to imagine Bill Belichick on, in crappy hotels, Motel 6s or whatever on the road.
Why would he stay? He wouldn't stay at that. He's got so much money. That's not happening even if he travels.
Because if the 5-star lives in Mississippi and they don't have a nice hotel, and I'm telling you, I've been to Mississippi and there are so many towns where they don't have a nice
hotel.
It's
called an RV.
Cool. I guess go around in your RV. I can't imagine Bill spending a night in an RV either to beg a 17-year-old to come play for him at North Carolina. You're gonna have to.
He's sending Lombardi.
Good. Well, first off, what you've just described about Lombardi, not great. But also, the other guys in this sport are brand names too. Like Dabo actually goes. So Bill couldn't be bothered to show up to your house. Lombardi showed up. Are you going to play for Kirby Smart, who's in your living room right now? To me,
I couldn't pick Kirby Smart out of a lineup personally.
If you're a 5-star athlete, you absolutely can because he knows you already.
I know who Bill Belichick is, whether he's in the room or not.
By the time you were in 8th grade, if you had any promise and you play in the South, you already know Kirby Smart. He's met you.
You already know a couple uncles. 888-368-1580.
And so is Ryan Day and all the other guys. So
Ryan Day is creepy as hell.
He very much is. But
could you just stay on the porch, please? We'll talk to you through the window. We're gonna talk. No, I mean the screen. We'll talk to you through the screen.
He gets it done. I don't know how.
So we're not doing picks today.
Shut up, Ralph. I've got my sheet ready. We're ready to
We've been on the air now for an hour and 15 minutes. We've talked about nothing. So I was just curious.
Like you've never been on the show. Shut up.
Weren't you here last week?
Magnificent Mr. Mormon says, I don't think listeners are going to miss the boring morning show there. He says, got the personality of a crusty old bagel. All right, well, somebody better will come along soon.
Wow.
She Skull says, will Pat McAfee be Belichick's special teams coach? No.
It's making way too much money.
No. Fighting Wampa says, Aaron Rodgers is used to being the robber, not the Robbie. Just ask the Jets. Baker's Cocky Hen says, NFL, top-notch surveillance, says Aaron Hernandez.
Wow.
There is some dark matter on the text line right now.
Didn't expect us to go there.
All right, listen, let's go ahead and start the picks, mostly to shut Ralph up.
No, we don't have to. It's fine.
We got tons of picks to do. There's some good games. There's some bad games. There's a lot of good games this week. Starting with tonight at 5:30 p.m., Los Angeles Rams playing the San Francisco 49ers. Rams have been improved as of late, and 49ers have been banged up as hell as of late. But this should even out and be a pretty good contest. Keon, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this game. I think that this is a huge game for both of these teams because it could be the end of your season if you lose this, especially if you're the Niners, who have everything to fight for because their road to the playoffs gets harder as the years go on as they have to pay people. So I think that with the Niners, they're trying to fight to get this thing going, and the Rams are just suddenly in it, and playing some of the best football of the season. Puka's great. Cooper Kupp is great. I like where the Rams offense is right now. Matthew Stafford is hot. He's playing good football, and I even like their defense. Nothing they could do last week against Josh Allen, but to be able to outscore that team, pretty huge. The Niners are playing well, but I'm going to take the Rams.
What do you say, Randy?
Well, I was just thinking about the same thing that Keon was talking about. The Rams offense have really come on as of lately as they've been getting healthier and healthier. And you've got the Amish cat that catches for him, and then you got Puka Nacua, and then you've got Matthew Stafford back there. The problem is the Rams defense gives up like 117 points a game or something like that. The Rams defense is just miserable right now. I don't know if San Francisco can score enough to outscore the Rams. So I'm taking the Rams just based upon the fact that their offense is working and San Francisco's in the damn hospital. So I'll take the Rams.
And now for some analysis from someone who really knows their stuff. Not you, Ralph. Against the Spread says this game tonight is setting up for a great live betting opportunity. 49ers outscore opponents in the first half by more than 4 points a game. Rams, on the other hand, get beat in the first half by 4 points a game. Rams are a great second half team, and the Niners are not. I'm going to wait until the Rams go down early, then bet on LA to cover and maybe even win too. All right, against spread, usually more right than he is wrong with his picks and his ideas. So good luck on that against the spread. I guess, Ralph, we should probably hear from you too.
You sure you want to?
Generally, no, but I mean,
wow.
But it is your turn. So
all I'm going to say, I think this game comes down to is can the Niners run against the Rams defense, who was not very good against the run. I think that's the X factor for this game. And it's actually the first time Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp have been in a game together against the Niners, which is kind of interesting. But they're both healthy and playing well. The Rams look so good right now, and they scare the heck out of me. I'm going to take the Niners only because of selfish reasons. I want the Niners to win the game. If they win, Seattle's
that's your reason. Because
that's
you
my
want.
reason. Because
you want.
That's right, because I want to will
This
this
is why
to
I'm
happen.
7 games ahead of you in the picks. I'm taking the Rams.
I'm taking Niners.
It's simple. No, the Rams for sure on this.
Niners
one.
at home win this game.
Okay. By the way, Ralph against Silly Wabbit says, how about this idea for a morning show? Ralph's Morning Madhouse on the Fanatic. Ralph ain't getting up early.
If it pays good, I would talk about it.
Well,
if it's free, no.
There goes that idea.
Yep.
In radio. That's cute.
So next game on 1580 The Fanatic. Well, that just happens to be Keon's game. Yes, we are going to air that game. It's the Saints at home against the Washington Commandos. All right, Ralph.
This is easy. There's nothing to this. No, this is a simple game. The Commanders win this game. There's nothing to talk about. We don't even have to talk about this game. Just let Keon have his moment, but they're gonna win this game.
I don't even know who's the quarterback that's backing up Derek Carr. Who's
Jake Haener?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Haener?
Yeah. Haener.
He's been around the league.
Yeah, he's around.
Yeah,
I don't remember him
Yeah, he's a
anywhere
dreamer.
ever. Wow.
They were playing the Giants last week, and he about got folded in half by their defense.
Yeah, I think he was a big starter for the Colts at one time.
Shut up.
Anyway,
Never even heard of him.
I'm taking the Commanders. I think they win this game easy.
All right. I think I'll take the Commanders as well. Randy, how about you?
Commandos all day.
Boy, the Saints are a mess, aren't they?
Yeah.
What a mess. All right, Keon, go ahead. Have your moment.
Yeah, I mean, it's the Commanders. I mean, the Saints are insanely shorthanded, and quite frankly, the Saints managed a whole 11 points last week. I feel like you're going to need more than that to beat Washington.
All right, so I think we're united in the Washington Commandos beating the Saints. So Derek Carr, he's broken now, right? Is he done for the season?
I don't know if he's done for the season, but he's
Might as
obviously
well
out.
be.
He's out for this game, and they're saying he's probably going to be out for the Packers game too, the week
Broken
after.
for years.
So most likely, but
Is there enough new quarterbacks coming down the pipe for all these teams that need help?
No.
Here's your chance, Randy. Here's your chance, finally, to be a quarterback in the NFL. Yes. We'll practice this weekend. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, we'll pick it back up with our Harmon Solar NFL Fan Pick'em Picks. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
The Fanatic is your home for fall football. Catch the NFL and NCAA live games on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Brought to you by Bet365. It's never ordinary at Bet365.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare and you want out, you need to get the facts. Wesley Financial Group and its founder, Chuck McDowell, have helped over 40,000 families cancel their timeshares permanently, and he may be able to help you too. Call right now. Chuck will send you a timeshare exit information guide free explaining how your timeshare works and all your options for cancellation. You want to call Wesley Financial Group, 800-761-0000. That's 800-761-0000. Once again, 800-761-0000.
My name is Mary Grace. There are a few misconceptions about Alzheimer's. It's not just memory loss. It's the loss of mobility, the risk of falling.
For more information, contact the Alzheimer's Association at alz.org, sponsored by the Alzheimer's Association.
We put you so close to the game, you can almost smell the sweat.
Ooh, awkward.
GCU basketball is live on the Fanatic.
Saturday night, GCU men's basketball is on the road in Atlanta, Georgia to take on Georgia during the holiday Hoopsgiving. Tip time is 4 p.m.
Michael Potter and Paul Coro have the call live for GCU basketball on 1580 The Fanatic and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Today, Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Hamilton Porter says, not to somber things up, but can't believe Mike Leach died 2 years ago today.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, why would you do that? Why would you make National Mike Test Day a sad thing? You know, 1 2 1 2. That's today.
Yeah.
It's 1-2, 1-2. Mike Leach, yeah. Okay, moving on.
Okay.
Wow.
We're gonna miss the pirate. Damn it.
If somebody has some sort of tribute, that's okay. Moist One says, by the way, it's not just Kansas City and Pittsburgh. There's 10 teams that have or had 3 games in 10 days.
You mean this season?
I guess
that'd be my guess. Yeah. Wow. That can't be good for them.
No, it's bad scheduling right there. That's what I think.
To make some of this Christmas stuff and Black Friday stuff work out, you kind of have to.
I can fix this. But for now, let's focus on Sunday Night Football. Sunday Night Football on 1580 The Fanatic. Some
great game. That's a great game.
Yeah. The Seahawks at home against the Packers. Randy, what are your thoughts?
Well, I almost want to throw up in my mouth for what I'm about to say, but having seen it firsthand and having been at the ballpark twice and watched my team sink because of Seattle's defense, I didn't want to believe Ralph. I didn't want to believe what he had to say about the Sea Chickens. You know how I feel about the Sea Hags and the city of Seattle anyway for stealing my damn fantasy football team name, okay? The Kraken. That was mine. I started it. It was in the league first, and they shouldn't have gotten it. But that just tells you that the Seattle's a bunch of cheaters. So I'm going to go ahead and take them anyway to beat Green Bay because I think that their defense is going to get after Jordan Love, and he's going to throw picks, and he's not even going to know which way is up.
The big difference is the Packers offense actually works and has a quarterback who can see his receivers. So I'm taking the Packers to beat the Seahawks, mostly because I don't want Ralph to have nice things. Keon?
That's why.
So yeah, I'm going to go with Seattle. Like Randy said, the defense just really stands out. It's been really, really effective. And it's not just in terms of total yards. They're over the last 3 games, they are 3rd in the league in opponent points per play. So you have to run a lot of plays to score anything on this defense. It turns every offense into inefficient messes. And the Packers have been kind of inefficient already without help. So I think Jordan Love, just for whatever reason, seems to be good for an interception every other game. Feel like this is the other game. So I think that the Seahawks are going to win this one. Plus, they run the ball well, do a lot of the things that great playoff teams do.
That's all right. Both Randy and Keon can be wrong, but let's see what Ralph thinks.
I feel really good right now. I don't know what it is. Just listening to Keon and Randy.
Oh, shut up, Ralph! I just take your pick. All right.
I love this. I mean, I throw what Jeffrey says. I don't listen to anyway, but I really
no.
appreciate
Why
what
would you
Keon
listen to the
says.
guy who's 7 picks ahead of you
I'm not
and in 5th place in the picks contest right now?
You picked with your heart, but I mean, this is why Seattle got Mike McDonald to do exactly what this is. That defense is amazing. This is a great defense. That's just going to get better every game.
I didn't think he was going to have them on track this season.
No, I didn't either. This is this is fast, but that defense doesn't have a hole. It's just solid. So I love the defense. So enough about that. What really impressed me against the Cardinals,
Green Bay also has a pretty good defense.
No, they
it
really
is.
don't.
It is a pretty good defense, but it's
what really impressed me last week against the Cardinals was the offensive line, the way they played. And if they can come back and continue to play like that this week and next week, Seattle's going to be a tough out because that gives them the ability to run the ball, and then that just opens up everything for Geno. So this is going to be a really hard game, though. I respect Green Bay and what they're about, who they have on that side of the ball, but I think Seattle could win this in a close game. I'm going to take Seattle. I think it's a really close game and probably one of the better Sunday night games that we've seen in a while. So I'm taking Seattle.
Wow, pump the brakes on that part.
No, think about how bad some of those games. Some of those have been pretty bad.
Yeah, we've had some pretty good ones too, though.
This will be pretty good, I think. This is the most relevant and important game because if Seattle wins this game,
oh my God!
Number one, it knocks the Cardinals out of contention for playoffs, which they're already done anyway. But number 2, it just makes that path, especially if the Rams lose this game today. It's a huge game Sunday night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's all right. Monday Night Football on 1580, The Fanatic. This dual Monday Night Footballs, but we're taking the Bears versus the Vikings.
Oh, jeez.
Because, to be honest, the reason, Falcons versus Raiders, even worse. Even worse.
They're both bad.
So, but back to the Vikings. Vikings at home against the Bears. Really all in favor of the Vikings taking care of business easily against the Bears. Say aye.
Aye.
Yeah.
I see that.
I don't know. I mean, this is the kind of season for Caleb Williams that I was kind of hoping for Anthony Richardson. It's been the education of. And so can you look at Caleb Williams now versus the beginning of the season and say he's coming around as a quarterback, or do you feel like this has not gone well?
No, I think you can. I think you can see the things in this game that are progressing with him. He's not, is this what the year he wanted? No, but let's be realistic with the team that they have around him. It's bad, right?
Which is surprising because they had all these picks. They had all this free agency, stuff they could have done. And
they don't have a line, but they need an offensive line.
Well, but they had to get some targets for him, and you're exactly right. They do need an offensive line, and I think they'll take care of that business when this draft comes around this year.
And an offensive coordinator that could actually call a game.
They did try to get some targets for him. They went out. Keenan Allen looks like he's over the hill. Roma Dunze just never really took off. Like there's just the help that was supposed to be
so moist one.
With the picks, just didn't exactly work.
He gave me so much crap about dropping Roma Dunze when I did. And then what did he do? Nothing. Big fat nothing.
Yeah, essentially nothing. But when you look at the numbers for Caleb Williams, they have been getting better throughout the season. He had a stretch of games where he was like a 50% passer. He's up in the mid 60s, sometimes even low 70s. He's been much more efficient. He's seeing the field better, but it's not resulting in wins because there's a team game involved here.
Yeah, agreed.
Big George says, sorry, Randy, that we weren't successful in our Seattle Kraken lawsuit. At least we were about that juicy settlement and a lifetime supply of oysters. You take what you can get, Randy.
Yeah, I know. Thanks, Big George.
Against the Spread says, much love to Coach Pirate Mike Leach. That guy was an ATM for sports gamblers because he always had his squad ready to freaking roll. He also didn't lock Craig James' bitch-ass son in on a janitor closet. What? Those are false allegations. Luckily, Washington State did their homework and hired Leach, and he turned that gutter outpost school into a legit winning program.
Hell of a coach.
Moist One says, I sent one text about, look where your fantasy team is. Shut up. I was right about Odunze. I was right about
the one thing.
It's all I've got. All right. Let's talk about some really, really good games. Some really, really good games. And I think Buffalo Bills and the Detroit Lions, I don't think you get a better game than that this weekend on Sunday afternoon. Detroit Lions, they're at home and they just keep on winning. They keep on kicking ass. But, well, I'll tell you what, Buffalo put up some serious Madden-type numbers the other day, and I feel like they're kind of pissed off. They're coming in ready to play. You know what I'm saying? This is going to be a clash of titans. And I don't mean like the crappy Titans from Tennessee. I mean, read a book. Anyway, so Randy, what do you say? Dan Campbell and his Lions at home against Josh Allen and these Bills? Who comes out the victor?
I think this is a great game because you're exactly right, Jeffrey. Buffalo has been sort of on point all season long. They've had their missteps. They've lost a couple of games, and they lost one the other day to the Los Angeles Rams, which I thought was very, very surprising. But now they're coming off of that. They're going into Detroit, and I think they have a chip on their shoulder, and they've got some to prove. Meanwhile, Detroit, I've said it for a few weeks now. I feel like Detroit needs to lose one, and this might be the game they need to lose to really solidify their run, which I think they're going to go very deep into the playoffs, if not all the way to the Super Bowl this year. So I'm going to take Buffalo, but it could go either way. You're at home. You're in Detroit. Are you going to wear those cool all blue uniforms, and go out there and bite some kneecaps? I don't know that you could do that against this Buffalo team because I don't think that'll phase them at all. They just got a lot to do in a short time to get there. So I'm taking Buffalo in a close one.
You know what, Randy? I get what you're saying, but Detroit, whether they win or lose, they don't need that. They don't need that. They know who they are. They are a team that plays the way they play, and they've already lost one game. So it's not like they haven't scuffed the sneakers, if you will.
Sure.
But I got to say, no, you keep rolling with these guys until they give you a reason not to. And even against the Buffalo Bills, I see no reason to go against the Detroit Lions. I mean, hell, they're at home. Buffalo is going to give them, as much as, or if not more than they can handle. But I still got to pick the Lions on this one. Keon?
Yeah. Boy, I mean, I want to lean with the Lions. I think Randy keeps saying the Lions need to lose a game, but I think they will lose it. Whether or not they need to is I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. I'm kind of where Jeffrey is on that, but I think they will lose it. I think that just what Josh Allen has been on the last several weeks, where he just seems unstoppable. I don't know if this Lions defense is going to be able to slow that down necessarily because it's injured. It's not their fault. They're coached well. Aaron Glenn should be really, quite frankly, considered as one of the top assistants of the year and maybe a coaching candidate even for a head coaching job next year. That's how good I think he can be. But he doesn't have a whole lot to work with on the defensive side of the ball. Meanwhile, the Bills have weapons all over the place. Josh Allen, James Cook. I believe they're getting Keon Coleman back to add to, Amari Cooper and everything else that they've got going on the offensive side of the ball. This is going to be a shootout, though. I'm taking the Bills because I like them to bounce back off of the shootout that they just lost.
All right. I mean, it sort of occurred to me as well when I was making my decision. And I know that Ralph, big time Josh Allen fan. Mm-hmm. Problem is they're in the AFC, so he's trying to figure out how he can say, "Oh, I've loved them all along. I've loved them my entire life." He can't. So, but all right, Ralph, what do you think? Josh Allen is he enough to overcome Dan Campbell, Jared Goff in the Lions?
I don't know. I think this game is more important for the Lions than it is for the Bills. I mean, I don't think the Bills are going to catch the Chiefs. They have a 2-game lead on them. But if the Lions lose this game and the Eagles win and the Vikings win, they're all going to basically be at what? 13-2, 12-2, 12-2, right? But they'll all be tied.
Okay, the Bills are 10-3 right now, and the Lions are 12-1.
Right, but the Lions, if they lose, they go 12-2, and then you've got the Vikings if they win, they're 12-2, and the Eagles if they win, they're 12.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but the Bills may not catch the Chiefs at 12-1.
I don't see that. Yeah,
but
they have to worry about the Steelers.
They do have to worry about the Steelers.
Yeah,
who might take that second spot.
It's true, but I think if the Lions lose this game, I mean, this great season that they've had, all of a sudden these guys could be the 3 seed in the next few weeks. I mean, which is crazy to think about, but it's very realistic. Mm-hmm. So it's a very important game for Detroit. I am a huge Josh Allen fan. I think the over-under for this game should be 100 because I think this is going to be
back and forth.
It's going to be a back and forth. I think it's going to come down to whoever has the ball last. I'm going to take the Lions because I just think right now they're just at a different level. If you watch that locker room, that thing after that last game, I would play for that coach. I'm 58 years old. I'd go in there for one play and get murdered. But I would, I would do it because that guy's just an amazing motivator.
Oh yeah,
what a great head coach. I really love that guy. What I don't like, and I think what's going to cost him at the end is the fourth downs that he goes for in the situations he goes for him. That is going to kill him again this year. It killed him last year, and I think it's going to get him, and I hope it doesn't. But I think this is your Super Bowl preview. I really do. I think this is probably the Super Bowl right here. I think these are the two teams that will probably be there. I'm going to take the Lions at home, though, only because they're at home, and I think they're just a little better.
Oh, you have little Chiefs faith. Look at the miracles that the Lord Andy Reid hath given. I mean,
but it's against the Raiders. It's against the Browns.
Miracle's a miracle.
Miracle's a miracle. But
yeah, the Chiefs aren't there this year. They don't. I think the Steelers are better than them. I think the Bills are better than them. I just don't see them going there.
Forgive them, Andy Reid, for they do not know what they do.
I agree with Ralph on the over/under of this game. These two teams have given up a combined 74 points last week. So I mean, it's
crazy.
It's basketball on turf out there.
Yep.
Baker's Cocky Hen says Josh Allen has done some amazing stuff, but I don't see him doing much without kneecaps. Yep, this is a place where the kneecaps
where kneecaps go to die.
Definitely. And Kyle G says I'd be surprised and extremely impressed if Detroit won, given how many guys in their defense is missing. Yeah, but that doesn't
it's a
seem
lot
to
of
stop them.
It ain't gonna matter.
I mean, yeah, but against most offenses, but this offense is different.
They're gonna go back and forth.
We shall see, ladies and gentlemen.
Fun game to watch.
All right, taking a break. We'll come back. Oh, I'm so damn early. I don't know why I thought it was time. You know what? The hell with it. It's my show. It's time. We're going to take a break. We'll come back. We've got, of course, the Cardinals versus the Patriots. We've got to pick that game. My stupid game. A couple other good games. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
It's fall football on the Fanatic. Catch all the live game play-by-play, Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday day and night NFL games, plus the Saturday NCAA football game of the week. It's all right here on the Valley's home for football. 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic, brought to you by Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
At Diamond Dave's Desert Wholesale Diamond,
We offer incredible diamonds, both mined and cultivated, all at amazingly low prices.
check out these cultivated lab-grown diamond earrings.
2 carats total weight, collection color and lab grown, only $25.90.
And she'd love this amazing tennis bracelet in natural mind.
4 carats total weight in yellow or white gold, only $39.90.
And how about this diamond chain in cultivated?
12.5 carats total weight, collection color and lab grown, only $79.90.
And last but not least, especially this year, 1.5 carat floating diamond pendant.
Collection color and lab grown, only $9.90.
Call, email, or message us for an in-person appointment.
Or sit back and relax for free FedEx shipping anywhere in the USA.
Call Diamond Dave at 480-397-2450. That's 480-397-2450. Or follow him on Instagram at Diamond Dave Cantor. That's at Diamond Dave, Kantor.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-3128. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-3128. That's 800-575-3128. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
Now open in Scottsdale. It's United Forte Custom Door Showroom with 40,000 Euro doors and hundreds of state-of-the-art designs and finishes on display, plus kitchen cabinets, bathroom vanities, and more, all at wholesale prices. Builders, contractors, designers, and yes, you. Come see our showroom on Greenway Hidden Loop. That's United Forte. Porte. Stop by to see and feel the quality. United Forte Custom Doors. Find us at uporte.com. That's uporte.com.
Now, you can be the guy that eventually gets bits and pieces of the latest news, or you can get the whole story when it breaks. The NFL is always in season here.
That's how we do it.
Follow us on Facebook or Twitter, or at 1580thefanatic.com.
State Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Now you saw this. I guess Dick Vitale has announced he's cancer-free.
Oh, that's fantastic. Good for him.
I don't know what people's opinions are of Dick Vitale, but seems like a good enough guy. I don't know. Has anybody got anything bad to say about Dick Vitale?
Nothing.
I sure don't. No.
Nothing. I mean, he's a great guy. He does have a tendency whenever Duke is on TV to just be the Duke cheerleader.
Like Troy Aikman is for, I got you.
Yeah. But outside of that, no, he's a good dude.
Yeah. For those of you who don't like him, that son of a bitch is alive. So your prayers have not been answered. I mean, I don't know who doesn't like him, but I gotta just consider everybody's feelings.
Sure.
Against the Spread says, it's a damn shame the Bears are on Monday Night Football. You can't avoid that game as a Bears fan. Sure you can. You can turn the channel and watch Raiders versus Falcons. Whoa.
Why you would, I think at that point, just turn your TV off. But if you like punishment and you don't want it to be the Bears this time, there are other options.
He says, yeah, but if they played Sunday, you got better options like drinking Mexican tap water, petting rattlesnakes, going to Tucson. Primetime games of the Bears in the NFL is just, peeing on your back and telling us it's raining. The whole nation has to suffer watching the Bears. Again, you have a choice.
They have 2 Monday night games on. You genuinely can suffer watching another team. And any of the other things you said, you can still do on a Monday night if for some reason you want to.
Hey, against spread, instead of betting at the book, read a book. That's it. Just turn off your TV. You'll be fine.
Might I suggest Clash of Titans?
Yeah.
Or you could sit in your living room and yell at the TV if you're watching the Atlanta Falcons. You like that? Hey, you like that?
Well, they don't like that.
As Kirk
See what
throws
I mean?
interception number 3 of the day.
Nobody likes
300 yards, but he's turned the ball over as many times as he's gotten hundreds of yards in a game. Yeah.
Yeah, this
Fun
is
times.
got to be the end for old Kirk Cousins. We got to be there, I think.
Could be loads of fun if you just yell at the TV. You like that. I mean,
does the TV have to be on or off?
Well, I think it'd have to be on. Yeah.
But you can be heavily intoxicated.
Oh.
You're allowed to do that part of it.
So. Yeah, you don't have to wait for showtime, Randy.
Every time they mention Kirk Cousins,
I meant for the game, but sure.
You can do whatever you want. All right. Well, listen, let's get back to our Harmon Solar NFL fan pick'em picks, and let's go to it. On Sunday afternoon, the New England Patriots are coming to town to take on the Arizona Cardinals. The Arizona Cardinals, fresh off of their loss to the Rainy City Bitch Pigeons, and the Patriots. Well, you know about them. They see, Cardinals sometimes are good, sometimes they're bad. Patriots, I think they're always bad. I'm picking the Cardinals.
Lately. Yeah.
I'm picking the Cardinals just because the Patriots are that bad. Keon?
Same. The Patriots went from having all of this hope for what it could mean, having Gerard Mayo as the coach, the guy that they kind of had the heir apparent to Bill Belichick. And now they're talking about Gerard may not be back next year after 1 year with a team they knew was bad. Like, I don't understand the purpose of having him take this job if you were only going to fire him after another 3-win season, which it looks like they may get to the end of this year with just the 3 wins and pick third again.
Maybe they thought they had enough, new talent that could be coached into a 500 team. Maybe that's what they're thinking. They're like, he was not able to get these guys there, so now we got to bring somebody in here who can teach these young men.
That's a great imagination that they have, but that's not the reality of their roster, and so they're just being delusional. Their roster is bad, and that is why they suck, and that is why the Cardinals will beat them.
Ralph, what do you think? We know you hate the Cardinals, so you're probably going to pick the Patriots anyway, but
no, I can't argue with what you guys are saying. Patriots are not a good team. If the Cardinals don't win this game, the only thing I can see bad that could happen for them is they're so down after their loss last week that they feel that maybe the season's gone and they come out flat because of it. That'd be the only way I think they lose this game. So I guess we'll get to see if the coaching staff did a good job of getting them ready for this next game and to keep them focused to keep going versus just giving up after what happened last week, because that was an ass stomping. So we'll see what happens.
For a first time, I think this season, we are all united saying the Arizona Cardinals will beat the New England Patriots. Randy's never had it this good. Let's see what he says about the Patriots versus the Cardinals on Sunday.
I thought I'd change some things up, so allow me to introduce you to my background singers, the Jens from accounting.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Dangerous crowd, dangerous crowd, dangerous crowd.
The Cardinals are at home this week. They'll be taking on the once powerful and mighty Patriots of New England. The Cardinals, who are 12th in the NFL in offense, 12th in the NFL in defense, will disassemble the Patriots, send them home in a handmade, cherry, nicely stained, really good quality too, because furniture from that time, wow, it was really good quality. They'd used that really nice wood. It was thick and it was, handmade and hand hewn and it carved, and they had the nice hardware. Oh, I wish you could get that kind of stuff nowadays, but you really can't. Everything nowadays is kind of that particle board. What? Oh, sorry. We will send the Patriots home in a box. Meanwhile, left on the schedule for the Cardinals for the rest of the season, 3 more games. Because we gave up a season sweep to the Sea Hags. Congratulations, Ralph. I hope you choke on it. Anyway, because we gave up that season sweep, the Sea Hags will probably end up winning the West. So that means we have to win the wild card to get into the playoffs. I mean, if you want to get into the playoffs, and I think we really do. We've had a good enough season to get into the. Excuse me? Oh, yeah, sure. I think we can go 3-1, if not 4-0. Let's start this weekend against the Patriots when we defeat them 78-13.5 in what will forever be the great defrocking of championships in the Silver Nest. Thank you and good night.
When did you get
Thank you.
background singers?
Oh, I've been working. I have a budget for these things.
What was
Yeah.
she saying? I couldn't understand what she's saying.
Ooh, dangerous ground, dangerous ground. You gotta understand
So,
that.
so the Silver
you know
Nest is dangerous ground.
Oh yeah, it's dangerous ground. Yeah.
But how do you get a half point?
Well, I thought you could get a half point because I always hear the betting guys on this station talk about 3.5.
Oh no, Randy,
Five
that's
and a
not-
half.
That's not how that works.
13 and a
That's-
half.
Oh, right.
So I just thought, since
hmm.
Dylan and Keon are always talking in halves, I
Right.
thought there was some way to get a half point if you're the Patriots.
That's
We're
the
gonna
most
lose
points.
anyway.
That's the most points you've given to an opponent all season.
Well, it's the Patriots. There's a championship pedigree to look after.
It's also the most
Uh,
realistic score he's given all season.
78 to 13
Yeah.
and a half.
Versus
Yeah.
the Patriots.
We've had a few scores where the opposing team scores 1, and we've
Well,
talked
I
about
mean,
how
listen,
improbable that is.
let's just be real.
It's not
It hasn't-
impossible.
Hasn't
That's
been hasn't been a stellar season for the Cardinals. But look, we don't have 3 wins like some of the haters out there said the Cardinals would have. 3 wins.
Yeah.
Give
By
me a
the way, you beat the Patriots. Your 500 squad after this week.
There it is, right there. See
That's
what
a
I mean?
That's a great season.
Yeah,
It,
it's a
it
great
really
season.
is. I think a lot of people in the media just were over. They were making it out. This team was just really great, and they're not.
No, this
they have
team
a
is
lot
not.
of holes.
But
Finishing 500 right now. That's really good.
It's well ahead of what the betting market was on
Yeah.
them before the season started.
Absolutely.
Well,
That's-
I
see,
had
that's what
higher
I like
hopes.
to hear. Some positivity coming out my
Well,
way. See, you guys are finally starting to see the red light of the big red bird. I
Well,
see it.
I had
like it.
higher hopes. I had thought that the Cardinals would win 10 or 11 games. I guess that was
crazy. That's crazy.
That wasn't crazy.
That's crazy.
Wasn't crazy.
Well, how can you even say that after the year they had
Why?
and the talent,
I
and the
said
talent
with,
they don't
with
have?
my mouth. That's
What would
They're
we
not
get
there yet.
if we won out? If we won all 4 games?
You're not going to win all 4
If you win all 4, you'll have 10 wins.
There you go.
Yeah,
So
but you're
it,
not gonna win all 4.
it's possible.
Anything's possible, but I don't see that.
It's
happening.
possible.
I don't think you can beat the Panthers next week.
It's possible.
Not with Kyler. It's not. I'm sorry. He sucks. He's terrible.
You're just one of the Kyler haters.
So are you.
I'm just letting this
Me?
go on because I don't want to talk about my game.
I'm not a Kyler hater.
So you're gonna let him off the hook?
Yeah,
Ralph,
I just-
or-
I want to talk about Anthony Richardson.
Okay. The Denver Broncos are at home at Mile High against the Colts, and I say you'd have to be mile high if you think the Colts will win. But it should be a pretty good game. I just don't ever know what version of Anthony Richardson I'm going to get. Oh, that's right. I do know the version that makes bad decisions with the ball and puts his body on the line when he does the run. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But for the most part, it's just a recipe for disaster. In my opinion, I am taking the Denver Broncos, which is okay because my son is a Denver Broncos fan. So, all right, you can have it. But he's like, hey, we should do a bet. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. So, all right, what do you want to say about Anthony Richardson that has not been said, Ralph?
Nothing really. I just think it'll be a good Sunday for Phil. Phil's a huge Bronco fan, so I know he's going to be talking about him Sunday. But the Broncos are just a better team. There's Bo Nix. Again, I like Bo Nix. I think he's getting better week by week.
Yeah, the defense for the Colts is not going to make it easy for him.
No, it won't be easy, but I think he'll have a good game. Bo Nix is showing himself to be a very good quarterback in this league as a rookie. He's got a lot of growing still to do, I think, but I think he's doing a lot of the good things that you want to see from a rookie. And I think he'll continue to get better. And they're just overall as a squad, I just think they're in a better place right now than the Colts are. And Anthony Richardson, again, I just feel the game is just he's not there yet. He hasn't. It's too fast for him. It's just there's something just not clicking in that guy's head that I think eventually will, but it's just not there yet.
I don't know if it will. I'm worried.
I think it can. I think it's just like the Panthers, Bryce Young. I mean, I feel like the game is starting to slow down for him, right? You can see it. He's starting to play so much better, and I think that's going to eventually happen for Anthony Richardson.
And Bryce Young had more college experience than Anthony Richardson did, so it's just going to take more time than a lot of guys.
Does anybody have the Colts on this one?
I went back and forth. I'll be honest with you, because every time I picked the Blue Horseshoes this year, they won. But this time, I agree with Ralph that I think Bo Nix has really come around, and I think that that team, the defense on that team, is fully real nice. Now, look, Indy's got a good defense. If they could just get an offensive line to help, and if you can get Anthony Richardson to settle down, maybe he can help you have a winning season next year. But I think Denver wins this game. Unfortunately, sorry, brother.
It's Denver's. It's not just Bo Nix too. It's that Denver defense. That's you're asking a lot of Anthony Richardson to beat this defense if he's been struggling with some of the other ones.
Well, I'm picking the Broncos, but I'm hoping the Colts can get it done. Ringless Joe says, "Don't doubt your team, Jeffco. The Colts can win against the Broncos, and their remaining 3 games after are actually easy. Could make the playoffs." I don't want to make the playoffs.
They're better off losing and getting a better pick.
That's not. Well, I mean, we're like the 15 or 16 spot, so it really doesn't.
But as a first rounder, it does matter.
We're not going to get another quarterback. We're not going to get a new quarterback.
It doesn't have to be a quarterback.
I know. I'm just saying.
The offensive line, maybe go get an actual number 1 receiver potentially.
I don't know. I mean, hey, listen, I'm rooting for him, and if we could win, like we have the same record as the Cardinals. If we could win 3 out of the next 4 games, I don't care about the playoffs. I just, I want to see Anthony Richardson improve and be educated. That's it. That's all I'm hoping for. The other good game that we have, I think that the Eagles versus Pittsburgh is going to be a good one. That's a great game. So we don't have a ton of time. You're only a couple of minutes, so keep it brief. Randy, Eagles or Steelers?
I'm going Steelers just because the Eagles, although Saquon has been spectacular this year, and he's first in like every category but one, I think Pittsburgh has something to prove, and I believe in them, and I think they beat the Philadelphia Eagles this week.
All right, Ralph?
I'm on the fence because Saquon is so scary. If that guy has his game, I mean, it just makes it so tough to beat them. I love what Russell Wilson's been doing in Pittsburgh, though. I just think that's just such a great fit. They look so good. I'm probably gonna say Eagles right now, but I might change it. I don't know. I'm up at the air, but I'll say Eagles for now.
I think you should change it because I got Eagles too. I think you should definitely change it. Saquon's he's the reason for the season. Keon, what do you think?
I'm going to go with Pittsburgh. I think the Eagles and their passing attack need a lot of help. They are the 30th team in the league when it comes to gross passing offense per game. It's not great. And I just think Saquon, I don't think he's going to be enough in this game, the way that the Steelers have been playing offense and defense. I think you need more than Saquon to get it done. You need Jalen to play some of his best football. Haven't seen it in a few weeks.
Maya D says, I'm with Randy. Go Cardinals. Kiss the Cook says, okay, Lions need to lose this game. It'll mentally set them up for the playoffs. And I'll take the Patriots over the Cardinals. Patriots have a taller quarterback. Oh, stop.
Wow.
I mean, it's true. He's got to speak the truth.
Let's see here. People are starting to get their questions in for the Fantasy Football King. What the hell just happened here? Tiawa says, gentlemen, I screwed up yesterday. I got married. What's your best piece of advice? Go Bolts.
Annulment.
He sent me some pictures. She's beautiful. Why would don't listen to Ralph?
Well, he said he screwed up. That's why I said it.
Unless you met her earlier that day.
And then, that was a huge mistake.
Right. that seems reckless. But
congratulations, Tiawas. Just be honest, be kind, and treat her right. She looks like she deserves to be treated right. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they all do. That came out wrong.
Yeah, that was really bad.
All right, fine. Yeah. I'm trying to be polite and complimentary. Okay. Congratulations, Tiawas. Hey, everybody. Fantasy football questions getting answered next here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Breaking news, and this one is almost unbelievable.
Yeah, it's all about new customers at Bet365 because they get $150 in bonus bets when they bet $5. And even better, bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, and player props.
There you have it. Bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets. And see why. It's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona. Terms and conditions apply.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to end your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other IRS actions. Make sure you're getting the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima today for a free confidential consultation.
Call 800-936-9033. 800-936-9033. 800-936-9033.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
In most countries of the world, Forte means door. United Forte Custom Doors, located in the Scottsdale Airport Design District, is now open with over 40,000 European doors, all in stock, ready for delivery, and at wholesale prices. Designers, contractors, builders, and yes, you. Come see our showroom on Greenway Hayden Loop. That's United Forte, Porte. Stop by to see and feel the quality at United Forte Custom Doors. Find us at uporte.com. That's uporte.com.
It's fall football season, and Kasai Japanese Steakhouse is doubling down. Now with 2 Valley locations. When it comes to Asian cuisine, no one does it better and more authentic than Kasai, where talented Teppan chefs create the food, the fire, and the fun of teppanyaki. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse isn't just dinner, it's dinnertainment. A memorable dining experience where a delicious 7-course meal is prepared right at your table with flair. It's a perfect choice for celebrations, date nights, or a night on the town. Choose from over 30 different items and combinations of teppanyaki, Asian fusion, and innovative sushi. Happy hour is always on fire and offered daily with specials on their Asian-inspired comfort food like Korean steak tacos, Mongolian barbecue ribs, and signature Wagyu beef sliders. Always a memorable dinner, or catch the game in a bite at the bar at Kasai. Now with 2 locations, Scottsdale Road in Thunderbird, and in Peoria at the 101 in Northern. Go to KasaiTeppan.com. That's Kasai Teppan.com, or search Kasai on your mobile phone.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
Quiet, people, settle down because it's time.
For what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. Your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room. Ralph from Harmon Solar is with us. And now introducing, don't forget the fanfare. And now, do you have the horns ready?
I'm working on it, man. I got to fade this and
yeah, I know. I just remember he won't do it unless he has that. So and now from the great state of New York and all the ships at sea, here he goes. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, the royalty in the fantasy football world. It is none other than Scott, the fantasy football king, Engel. He's a senior writer for Rotoballer.com, official fantasy writer for Seahawks.com. He's in the Fantasy Sports Writers Association Hall of Fame, and you can catch him on Rotoballer on the SiriusXM Fantasy Sports Radio. Here he is, Mr. Scott King. Hello, Scott.
Hello. And just send me out one Soto shirt as soon as you can.
Oh, yeah. Congratulations on getting that guy.
Oh yeah, this is locally here in New York. This has been like an earth-shaking event in baseball. And you know how baseball is big in the Northeast. It's like for the Mets to steal a player from the Yankees is just that's never ever happened before. And for a player of this magnitude to actually go to the Mets, and you know, money's obviously a big part of it, and want to go to the Mets, it's really shaken the foundation of perceptions of baseball in this town.
Well, you know, part of it was also the fact that your executive suites aren't as expensive. The Yankees said, it turns out it was a difference of $5 million and having a luxury suite, and the Yankees are like, no. And he's like, okay, I guess I'll go to the Mets now. I mean, that became the difference, Scott.
Well, I think it's a combination of things. When people ask me about it, it was Steve Cohen's personal approach. I think the team with the owner, the front office, and the managers really set up for winning. And, you know, those are I think, the realistic two biggest factors, along with the money. You know, Soto has an owner that he can have a close relationship with that will build the team around him.
Well, again, two parts. Congratulations. Makes you happy. Seeing the Yankees miserable makes me happy. I think it's a win-win. So looking forward to.
They're not reacting well to this.
Oh.
You know, they're very upset that the perception of them is everybody always wants to play for the Yankees and wants the pinstripe that's been shaken, and they're very upset about it. Saying things like, "Oh, Soto's just a DH, he can't field." Like 5 days ago, you guys had him ticketed for Monument Park. So it's just noise, really.
Yep.
You know, they're upset that they lost him. You know, he was a big reason why they made the World Series. He's the best hitter in baseball.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
I don't think there's a better pure hitter in the game.
I think Ohtani's a better pure hitter.
No, Ohtani's a better, like, all-around player in terms of base stealing and everything, but in terms of average and power combined, I don't think anybody's better than Soto.
Listen, delusion runs deep for those Yankee fans. Well, and also for Ralph.
Dodger fan is going to say that.
Right.
You know, if he didn't have that, he would just tell me like Enrique Hernandez is better or something like that.
That's funny.
So, all right. So that happened. Congratulations, and looking forward to turn your head and cough day and all that stuff when it happens in the spring.
I already hear Ralph is feeling threatened, and I enjoy it.
Oh no, yeah, it's a Yankees fans.
I'm happy for you.
Being miserable was great, but having Ralph not so thrilled also great.
Shots to me online, and
I wasn't a shot. I'm happy for you. I just think 15 years is a yikes. That's all I said.
Whatever. Look how much they paid Ohtani.
Not yet.
Yeah, but
funny.
Oh, so here's the deal.
Want the best player in the game, hitter in the game, you got to pay for it.
Yeah, and here we are with the Diamondbacks, where we don't pay for much of anything. It's sad. All right, so this is pretty much universally fantasy football playoff time, right?
Yes.
And it starts
15 through 17, unless you're doing something warped, like ESPN will have these 2-week playoffs that every matchup that end in week 18 if you do the default.
Yeah, that is a hugely bad idea for fantasy football, I think, because then you end up with people who are just sort of sitting out because they're in the playoffs already, or they have nothing to play for, or it's the end of the season and this team has nothing to play for because they're not in the playoffs, and it messes things up. So you think this is the sweet spot to start your playoffs on week 15?
Yeah, I think you have to. It just doesn't make sense any other way. 6 teams make it. 2 teams get a bye. That's the best way to do it. Some leagues will start at week 16 and just 4 will make it. I don't have a big problem with that.
As long as it balances out that way, right?
Yeah, week 18, that's just nonsense.
Gotcha. So how many teams do you have in the playoffs?
Out of my 12 teams that are seasonal, 6 made the playoffs.
Oh, wow. So
it wasn't the best year.
Yeah, so it's been kind of a rough year, huh? I feel bad no matter what. I'm out of the playoffs, and Randy's in, Ralph is in, Keon is in, and so I'm not going to ask any questions today. So, Keon, do you have any
fantasy football questions for the King?
I do. Just one question. Wide receiver, not even wide receiver, like my last available flex spot. Do I go Jameson Williams, Zay Flowers, or Debo Samuel?
I'm going to lean towards Zay Flowers going against the Giants. The Giants defense just might spend a ton of time on the field in that game. And, I'm coming out with a new article on Cleveland.com tomorrow. One way to really help make good fantasy decisions, and I'm going to be writing a weekly article on this, using the Vegas over and unders to determine player starting lineup choices and to do my lineup rankings. And Vegas tells me that Zay Flowers is the best of those three.
Okay, thank you.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So keep in mind, Scott, that Ralph is playing against Keon in the first playoff game. So you don't have to give him advice if you don't want. But, Ralph can ask the question.
He won't do that
How
to me.
about Seahawks, 4th Street?
That's right. Let's talk about that all day. All right. So Russell Wilson or Patrick Mahomes? Who are you starting?
Yeah, you're not starting Wilson this week. Vegas actually hates him. Mahomes has a much higher projected passing yardage total, and Wilson's probably going to be without George Pickens. I definitely go Mahomes.
Easy enough. That's all I had.
That's all you got? All right. So there you go.
Keeping faith in Russ, I see.
I love the way Russ has been playing.
It cracks me up that you have, you have him. Wait, you don't have him.
I do.
Where do you have Russ Wilson?
On my bench.
Oh, there he is. You have 3 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Huh. Is it a good idea to have 3 quarterbacks?
It really depends on what the rest of your roster is, but I think I remember talking to him 2 weeks ago, and he had like 4 tight ends.
No, his defenses.
Yeah.
There's 4 defenses. He's down to 2 defenses now.
All right. I wonder how many kickers he has.
I got 3 tight ends, though.
I like the pause where he's being polite. He has 2 kickers. He has 2 kickers.
And 3 tight ends.
Oh, my God.
Why?
3 still?
Yeah. And why are you talking to me when you're going to make the playoffs?
Shut up. All right. I don't want to talk to you anymore.
Maybe Jeffrey. I'm asking you why.
How would you like a holly jolly bitch slap right now, huh?
I think I kind of would be interested.
Holly jolly bitch slap.
Yeah, it's Christmas. Be nice to me. So, all right, listen, we've got our first fantasy football question. She actually sent this in way earlier because she didn't want to miss it. So, Supergirl says, questions for Mr. Le King.
Hello.
She says, hello, Mr. Le King. Should I play Brock Purdy or Sam Darnold this week?
I'm going to go with Darnold. You can't chase last week's numbers, but you're still going to get good production against the Bears. And he has a higher projected yardage total for this week.
All right. And she also says, should I play Adam Thielen or Rome Odunze?
I'm going to go with Thielen. That's a really good matchup against Dallas, and he's coming off of 2 very productive games.
So let me ask you, is Rome Odunze a bust on his own, or is it because of, the situation he's playing in?
I think it was inflated expectations, and people love rookies, but it was kind of like Jackson Smith-Njigba last year. Jackson Smith-Njigba was a 3rd wide receiver for his NFL team. So is Odunze. And I think he's going to be a good receiver, but I think people expected too much too early.
Got it. Hefty Lefty says, hi, Mr. Scott the King. Got a few small queries for you. Sam Darnold or Bo Nix?
That's close, but I'm going to go with Darnold, too. I like Nix this week. He's got some more rushing upside, but the Vikings are playing well. And, looking at the Vegas projections, Darnold is slightly projected higher.
All right. Now in the tight end department, he says Otton or Andrews.
I'm going to go with Otton there. I'm expecting better yardage out there. The Giants have actually been good against tight ends defensively this year.
And then he says Addison or Jameson Williams.
I'm going to go with Jameson Williams. That's the highest scoring game of the week. It's a must-see game of the year between the Lions and the Bills. Mm-hmm. And I want every piece of that I can get as a fantasy player.
All right. Ringless Joe, he just wants to say that Dan Campbell movie
He says, I think that Russell Crowe should play Dan Campbell.
I could see that.
I mean, he'd have to lose all that weight that he has.
Yeah.
He's put on quite a few pounds since Gladiator, but I don't know who else could play Dan
I didn't know there was
Campbell.
going to be a Dan Campbell movie though.
I don't know. English Joe, who's just a big Lions fan, is assuming there will be a Dan Campbell movie. Yeah, who do we think could play? I thought for Dan Campbell, wouldn't it be that wrestler guy that smashes the beer cans on his head?
I don't know who that is.
This Stone
I
Cold.
don't watch
Steve
wrestling.
Austin.
Yeah, I don't watch fake wrestling either. I just have seen the commercials.
He was really big when I was a kid, so I remember him.
If somebody else has a good suggestion, I'll
I
listen.
know who he is. Yeah.
Latina Leprechaun says, I have a question for my liege. He says, don't make me say that stuff, please.
Say what stuff?
For my liege. Would you start Kyler Murray or Patrick Mahomes this weekend?
Eres muy agradable. Patrick Mahomes or who?
Did you just hit on her in Spanish?
Yes, I said you're very nice.
Good job. That's great. Kyler Murray or Patrick Mahomes is what she said.
Yeah, I can't stop Murray the way he's playing. But both of them have good matchups. So I'm going with Mahomes and gracias muy amable.
Muy bien. Yeah. 1580 El Fanatico. Horn Ninja says.
En el campeonato de fantasía.
Oh no, I have no idea what that. You just lost. I just know how to
in the
say
fantasy championship.
Oh well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Horn Ninja says, "Hello, gentlemen, Mr. the King. Thanks for the pick to start Purdy over Mahomes last week. Got the win and a first round bye. Appreciate you. Party on, Wayne." He says. Oh, no question. Bullseye
Want to go
says,
to the bathroom this century.
you know what? I did not have that on my bingo card that the fantasy football king would whip out a Garth impersonation. I just didn't have that.
I love that movie.
Oh, it's a great movie. Bullseye says, question for Scott King, Fantasy Football Hall of Famer. Should I start Jalen Waddle, Juwan Jennings, Lad McConkey, Rashad White, or Quentin Johnson in my flex?
Definitely Juwan Jennings. He's been playing great, and this is a big game for the Niners. And his Vegas projections for yardage tonight are pretty high.
Oh yes. Sorry. You know what? Let's take a break. Let's take a break right now. So we come back. We have more. We've got a ton of questions piling up on the pile here, my friend. So, do a couple laps, drink some Diet Dr. Pepper, and be ready. We'll have to play the lightning round to get all these questions done. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to end your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other IRS actions. Make sure you're getting the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima today for a free confidential consultation.
Call 800-410-6744. 800-410-6744. 800-410-6744.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
You've got a Pepto predicament, Festive Feaster.
Who wants another slice of Grammy's famous pumpkin pie?
I do not. I think I need to lay down for a minute.
You overdid it on all the family favorites, and now your stomach's throwing a Yuletide tantrum. Undo it with Pepto-Bismol.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Pepto-Chewables provide fast 5-symptom relief, so you can get back to the feast and the festivities.
Who's ready for some games?
When you overdo it, undo it with Pepto. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Looking for a gift for your kids or loved ones? Consider getting them something they'll use for the rest of their lives.
and education. Open an AZ 529 education savings plan today. Contribute just $50 a month, and they'll have nearly $20,000 by graduation. Plus, your money grows tax-free and can be used for college, vocational school, or workforce training. An AZ 529 account will help them unwrap their full potential. Learn more at az529.gov.
This message is sponsored by the Office of the Arizona State Treasurer.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Live and local.
Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. We've got a metric load of fantasy football questions for Scott, the fantasy football king Engel. And you can find him on the socials. If you can't get your question answered here, you can hit him up online. He's always happy to help you. Scott E. the King. That's who he is on the socials. Supergirl popped in with another question. Says, defense this week, would you play the Lions or the Cardinals defense?
Buffalo. Arizona's been pretty good lately overall. I definitely go with Arizona, Supergirl. Up and away.
There you go. Moist One says, hey, don't sell Harrison Bader short.
He's a good defensive outfielder, but I don't think they're going to have him back.
Moist One, can we keep it on football? Maya D says, I have the following trio from the Cardinals on my team: Murray, Connor, and McBride. Do I sit Murray then and start Sam Darnold?
Definitely. Darnold's got a great matchup this weekend. Please stop drafting with your heart.
Tia was, that's you, Ralph. Tia was says, she is okay. Oh, that was about something else. Sorry about that. Chief Skull says, I heard the Mets. Oh, God, geez. I guess it's all going to be about baseball now. I heard the Mets were going to sign Aaron Rodgers next. Oh,
yeah. Well, big difference between the team that nearly made the World Series and another that won 3 games. So that's a swing and a miss there.
Well, he does have an actual question. He says, tight end wise, Sam Laporta or Travis Kelce?
You can't bench Travis Kelce. You just can't. How can you make fun of me about the Mets when you're asking whether you should sit Travis Kelce?
Yeah. T-Licious says, good evening, Mr. King. Stroud or Herbert?
Definitely Herbert. Tampa Bay's got the 3rd worst pass defense in the NFL.
Commando Duke says Packers defense against the Seahawks, or roll the dice on the Jets defense at Jacksonville.
I like the Jets against Jacksonville with Mac Jones at quarterback. They're my number 6 ranked defense on rotoballer.com this week, and my updated player rankings. Sauce Gardner will return this week.
Magnificent Mr. Mormon says Marvin Harrison Jr., Jawan Jennings, or Quentin Johnson.
But yeah, I like all 3 of these guys, but Jawan Jennings is going to give you the best yardage. I think all 3 of them might get in the end zone.
That works for you, Magnificent Mr. Mormon. You owe him a pair of magic underwear. Hefty Lefty.
Oh, thank you.
Well, you know, they're like long johns. You know what I mean? Hefty Lefty says, thank you, Mr. King.
Sure.
The historian says Mahomes or Goff?
Definitely Goff. In fact, I was just writing that in my article for Cleveland.com that I'm publishing tomorrow. Goff is one piece of that Vegas over under 54.5 points. That's just going to be a fantasy bonanza. Goff is my number 6 ranked quarterback this week.
Historian says also Bills or Steelers defense.
I really don't like either one of them. I think maybe you can go out and get something different on the free agent list, like maybe Atlanta or something like that. I wouldn't use either one of those defenses.
Hefty Lefty says Jalen Hurts or Jared Goff.
Yeah, much I like Goff, you just can't bench Jalen Hurts regardless of the matchup.
Latina Leprechaun says, es usted muy amable, Señor King. Tienes una hermosa voz.
Ooh.
I don't know if I said it right, but that's what she said.
Oh.
I mean, that actually
Gra-
might be. That's what she
gra-
said.
Gracias, bonita.
All right, moving along.
Me
Chosen
gusta
one.
mucho.
You know, find each other for the love of God on social network. Chosen one says, "Good afternoon, the King. Flex spot. Nick Kine, Nick Chubb, or Xavier Leggett."
I don't like either of them, but Leggett will give you the King. Will give you the best shot to get in the end zone.
All right, so a King. Defense: Vikings, Cowboys, or Commandos.
What's that?
The defense: Vikings, Cowboys, or Commanders.
The Commanders are my number one ranked defense of this week.
That makes Keon happy.
Well, we're playing the Saints. It's not a very high bar to clear.
Well, okay, I got you.
Yeah, the Saints might be without their starting quarterback.
Lost Toby, which means those Tobys. He says D-Hop, Pittman, or Thielen.
I'm going to go with Thielen. He's been playing really, really well. Going against Dallas, gotta love him.
I don't know, Magnificent Mormon. I don't know when this show became an episode of Mexican Love Connection hosted by El Jefe. Me. I don't know.
That's awesome.
Ringless Joe says,
Necesito amor para Latina Leprechaun.
oh my God. Ringless Joe says, a question about football. I'm going to Maryland next week. Should I go to the Eagles Commanders game or the Steelers and Ravens game?
I'll go to the Eagles and the Commanders because that's a divisional matchup. But
Both good.
Divisional matchups, actually. God, they're
Both good
really,
games.
really. You know what, though? Those are evenly compelling games. But I've been to both stadiums, and Pittsburgh I think, is a nicer place to go. There's nothing like taking the ferry across the water to go to the game. It's just an experience. And I think people are nicer in Pittsburgh than they are in Philly. Although, if you've never seen the Rocky statue and the steps, that would tip it towards Philly for me.
Wow, Ringless Joe. He's giving you compelling reasons for both. But
how big of a Rocky fan are you? That's really
right.
Yeah.
You got to be
Deciding
really.
factor here.
How big of a Rocky fan am I? Remember the discussion we had that I have an idea?
Oh no, I meant the text.
Apollo Creed prequel series.
We know you are. We're talking about Ringless Joe there. So
yeah, he's a bum.
He's a bum. Commando Duke says Zach Ertz at the Saints or Tucker Kraft at the Seahawks.
I got to go Kraft. I just think Ertz is always overblown and he's got no fantasy ceiling.
You know where I like Burgess Meredith best was in the Grumpy Old Men movies. That's where I think he was.
I never saw those actually.
Oh my God, you've got to watch those, man. Walter Matthau, Jack Lemmon, Burgess Meredith, and what was the girl's name from the '60s? What was her name? Oh, the one that dated Elvis. Whatever. Trust me.
And Margaret?
Yes, and Margaret. It was just both of them. There's two of them. There's two grumpy old men and grumpier old men. Both of them. Great movies. You should see them. Absolutely should see them. Back to the fantasy football questions, though. Swazman says, hey, Mr. the King, quarterback question. Tua, Stroud, or Stafford tonight?
Tua is a top 5 quarterback this week, has a great matchup against a Houston pass defense that's allowed 26 touchdown passes to opposing quarterbacks. That's tied for the most in the NFL.
All right. Oaktown Destroyer says, good afternoon, gentlemen, and Mr. the King. Chargers defense or Jets defense?
I'm going with the Jets for reasons that I gave before.
Oh, there's another good reason to watch those movies. Sophia Loren, you're right, Chosen One. She was in there too. Oh, yeah. What? No. Chosen One says it's going to break your heart, though. They're remaking Grumpy Old Men with Brad Pitt and George Clooney. No, they're not. They're not even. They're not even grumpy or old man
everything.
enough.
I saw the other day that they're remaking New Jack City too.
Well, you can't do that. You can't do that. That's a huge mistake. It's like with Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. We already had it. We don't need a new one.
Yeah, why do we do that? You know,
I don't know.
Some things should just be left alone. When they remake Saturday Night Fever, then I'm going to have a real problem.
Well, I had no interest in watching the original, so I don't care what.
You never watched the original? Oh my!
I hate disco. Even as a child, I hated disco. I just like, no, I'll pass.
Most amazing dance scenes ever.
Well, you can enjoy that.
That's how I want to dance with Latino Leprechaun.
Okay, well, if you guys can do that, we need a video of that.
Oh boy.
Fecal Mist says Pacheco, Tracy, or Irving.
Pacheco, definitely. We don't know if Irving's playing or not. If he plays, they use him. Otherwise, otherwise I go with Pacheco. Better shot of a touchdown. Tyrone Tracy, just can't use him against the Ravens.
Magnificent Mr. Mormon wants to know if we can have you on all year, even after football season, because you crack them up. Well, I mean, what would we have you do?
I could talk baseball. I could talk NBA. I can talk sports betting. I can talk NASCAR. I can talk any sport, fantasy, betting, or regular.
You could talk Latino Leprechaun. I mean,
yeah, that's I think. I mean, as long as Latino Leprechaun is here, I think he'll do anything that we want for us. So.
Mi amor, envíame un mensaje.
That's some rockin' high school Spanish right there. Nicely done.
I learned it in college.
Moist one says, listening to the King speak Spanish is erotic. If the boner police are around, I demand a lawyer.
Oh my!
Okay, you're not the.
I'm not trying to excite you.
You know what? You do it on the radio. It's like a shotgun blast. You never know who's going to get hit. So, Liquid Courage for some reason says, "Take a ride on the baloney pony." Why would you say that? Or are you asking him to say it in Spanish? I have no idea.
No, thank you.
Chief Skull says, "Does Mr. the King believe that the Chrysler 300?" I'm not reading this. I can't even read the rest of that. Dunday, I'm not reading Spanish stuff unless I know for sure what it says. I'm not gonna get conned into saying bad stuff in Spanish. Not doing that again. All right, here's a real question. The music is playing. Flex spot. McCormick, Devontae Smith, Jalen McMillan, or Nick Westbrook.
I'm going with McCormick. He's going to be the lead running back for the Raiders now.
All right, Tank Dell or Darnell Mooney for Cool Jr.
Mooney, another good matchup, could be another 100-yard game.
All right, let's see. And also 49ers defense or Lions defense?
I'll go with the Niners, but I think you can do better than either one of them.
20 seconds left, and if Irving plays, should they play him or White?
Or who?
Oh, it's too late. We're out of time. Thanks, man. We'll see you next week. And join him on Weekend Warriors. And Thursday Night Football is up next.
Gil Alexander hosts a numbers game. Weekday mornings 8 till 9 on 1580 and 99.